jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
I'm here. Hold on for a second. What's going on? WCS back on the Boulevard. What's good? Shout out to everyone that's in the building, man. Man, we was just sitting up here looking at that Eubanks knockout. Goddamn. Boxing is a lie. But them knockouts isn't, man. Them knockouts isn't. NO, what up, WCS first in the building, man. Shout out to NO on deck. You already know. Andrew Charles, World Combat Sports, salute to you. Shout out to the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime, Shaw Team Tucker on deck. Let's go, Hot Grease Chronicles, WCS, time to smash the like. No doubt, man. Y'all be sure to check out Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, aka Showtime Shaw in the gyms, in the trenches, on the front lines. What else is to be said? You know what I'm saying? I gotta show, a big salute to the ones that's out there in the field. I know everybody can't do it, but goddamn it, I'm gonna talk about the ones who do. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about the ones who do. But that's not what it's about today. I'm just letting it be known. Shout out to Team Tucker. Lost all the boxing to LAB. What's good? This year ain't going too well for KO. Hey man, y'all just have to put it out there, man. Help him help himself. That's all I'm saying. Help him help himself, because he keep on going back out there. And something ain't right with that dude, man. But we're gonna go through the Ring IQ boxing talk. We're gonna go through the actual debate, because I just want to let you hear the language, because this language has been out there before. The same regurgitated vomit that you done heard before over and over again. And they always want to imply that WCS is hating. I don't hate, man. When I get off this motherfucker, I'm not thinking about y'all. Hating is when you get off here, you thinking about somebody. I'm not thinking about y'all cats. But I will speak on the ones who's disrespectful. I will speak on your name. I will. Your channel, I will speak on it. Real talk. Because you allowed that to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? You granted me access. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have no respect for me when I was being respectful. So now it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad. And I agree with you, Q. Shout out to the one and only Destiny Black in the building. What's good, Destiny? I'm seeing you in about 2 or 3 years, Shotty. Where you been at? Shout out to that soldier. Good to see you back in the chat, man. Shout out to Destiny Black. Shout out to Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens on deck in the building. What's good with it? So I want to go over this debate because, listen, people can say what they want to say, right? People hit me in the DM say, so why don't you debate? You know, why don't you debate them? Listen to me clearly. I do what I want when I want. Just because I told him he won my mandatory, I meant that shit. I didn't see anything special about me debating somebody who has one of the biased chats when it comes to motherfucking debate series early on and shit. Him putting up biased ass polls, and I just didn't think the shit he was saying was authentic. Was anything I wanted to be a part of, because he sounded these dudes out here trying to be like BF, and BF can't debate. BFTV cannot debate at all. That dude get up there and be looking at the walls and shit, and then he gets spooked by his own shadow. Oh, okay. Shit, goddamn. Dick riding that shadow. Oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? We seen him get slaughtered on there too. They all want to be like somebody else. They ain't being themselves. And when you go over here and continue to repeat the same thing over and over again in these debates, trying to convince people that Terrence Crawford got up and left the debate without adding in all the other additions. That goes for anybody who's out there running off this train. You know what I'm saying? Running behind this train that's saying, oh, Crawford did this and that. Look, the audio I'm about to play you is one of the most thorough beatdowns that you will see on the YTC when it comes to this topic. One of the most thorough beatdowns. I'm talking about curve stumpings that you will see. You will hear. I'm not playing this video. I haven't been able to get I'm just gonna play his audio out of respect for his live or what have you. Hopefully he's cool with it. And let's get right down to it, man. Let me share this shit. Let me share a screen right quick. And shout out to Ring IQ, Boxing Talk. KO, I'm not the only one, y'all. Right? This goes to show you I'm not the only one. I don't be in these dudes chat like this. I don't be doing it. This dude, look, I'm not the only one that's placing criticism out here on this dude. And y'all can come to his defense, whoever you may be. It's cool. That's how this shit runs on the YTC. People want to damn click up and goddamn start to try to act like, well, if we go in a group, we can do this more effectively. And that's why he's getting what he's getting now. Because all these niggas say the same shit over and over and over and over again. They don't want to acknowledge the truth. They just want to go off for attention and say the same dumb shit over and over again. That Crawford did this, Crawford did that. Hey, listen to what Boxing Talk had to say. I mean, Ring IQ had to say. All right. Listen to what he had to say. Let me see who else showed up in the chat. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. What's good? What's good? What's good? Let's get right down to it, man. I don't want to keep y'all waiting. I know y'all got shit to do. Real talk. But just hold with me. Hit the like button if you're in the building. We got 12 likes. It's like 30 people in the building. How does that work out, bro? How y'all gonna do me like that? How you gonna do me like that, man? I can see if I was in my 60s, dog, and I wasn't aware. But goddamn, man, it's hard work doing content, creative content, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on, you ain't talking to nobody, ain't put work in, bro. Come on, y'all only got 12 likes up in here, man. That's 30 cats in the building, bro. Damn, man. What is that about? It can't be that many just looking and see what's good. But anyway, let me get down to this. Let me get down to this right quick.
Come on now. You interrupted my morning. I was enjoying morning coffee, working on the next episode of the relay, and you did that. So now I am gonna make money off you, one way or another.
I like it. Hey, shout out to Ring IQ, man. I apologize. I called him a white guy earlier because I say it was no N words dropped in this and all this other shit. But he doesn't look white. But anyway, this is my first time seeing his video seriously. The dude obviously knows the sport of boxing, and he knows that shit thoroughly. He does. He does, man. He knows. One thing I can say he know how to do is debate. In order for you to know how to debate, you have to know what the topic is about. And obviously, he knew about the Spencer Crawford shit thoroughly because he understands a deeper layer than a lot of us.
Get it. Clicky. Clicky. Link. Let's get debate.
Whatever you want. Your man's according to boxing said something about you whoop me in the debate.
According to boxing, you said you wanted to debate me. You said, bro, you said you wanted to debate me. My name is not according to boxing. Pick the subject. Pick the subject.
It don't matter to me.
Damn, he said pick the subject. This dude is like, man, this dude's talking like a mob boss. You pick the numbers. Oh, and then I'll tell you if it's okay. He told him to pick the subject. God damn. Fistiano on deck. I see you. He said pick the subject. Much respect to you, brother. Much respect to you.
Yeah, you pick the subject.
How it don't matter? How it not matter to you? Pick the subject. I don't know what you want to debate. You woke up this morning. 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 And you said you wanted to debate me.
I woke up this
morning. What did you have in mind?
I woke up this morning to your man's according to boxing with a pole, and you saying it got to be on my shit. Y'all was talking about me last night. I was asleep like a baby.
I wasn't talking. Listen. Stop playing games. Stop playing games, bro. I don't reason much. Your platform is smaller. I don't have no reason to be talking about you. Your platform is smaller. But right now, pick what you want to debate. I'm waiting.
You could have been debated in August and September of last year.
You here now, bro. Pick a debate.
What you want to do, bro?
And see, that's the pettiness I'm talking about with Knockout. You know, this dude was talking so much shit, right? And when I finally got his number and called him up, he wanted to act like he didn't know my name, but yet all they be doing is trying to call me by my first name and shit, like it ain't off there already. It's on all my articles I wrote on worldcombatsports.com. It's on motherfucking my videos that I shot earlier. I used to say Scotty White, you know, World Combat Sports. You know, I used to put it out there. But see, him going back and forth like this, that's how childish and immature Knockout is. He is, man. He's a light-skinned baby. He's a light-skinned grown-ass baby, bro. I don't have no problem with light-skinned dudes. I'm just messing with his light-skinnedness. You know what I'm saying? Because he act like he's better than everybody else. He's act like he's entitled. When I call that dude up, I said, this Scotty. Who? Scotty. Who? WCS. Oh, what you doing calling me? Hung up on me. And then hit me back with a text that I already read to y'all. That phone call you tried to make it, you should have did. Man, get out of here, bro. I called you up off the scene. It wasn't nobody to listen. And you act the same way you did. Now, this man is telling you any subject, any motherfucking subject, dog, any subject. This is the worst. This is the worst way you can go out, bro. This is damn death to boxing debates when it comes to knockout. This is death right here. This is motherfucking death. This dude, Ring IQ, was on his shit. When somebody tell you any subject, dog, they say any motherfucking subject. I don't care.
Pick your subject. What's the subject that you want to
pick? The subject. You're not good enough. You pick the subject.
So right here, Knockout say you're not good enough for me to pick the subject. He was talking about himself. The guy who has multiple losses as a debate. I think he's sitting at about 10 straight after this annihilation from Ring IQ. He's sitting at about 10 straight losses right now. But obviously his arrogance when it comes to this dang YTC, he say the guy wasn't good enough. And that's when he fucked up. He know he had fucked up. Right then and there, at 11:15, he knew he had fucked up. He knew he had fucked up. When he said, "You're not good enough for me to pick the topic," right there, he know he fucked up. Period.
I'm not good enough for you. Yeah.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. I got to back this up a little bit because it's important shit that was missed. Let me go back a little bit forward. Hold on for a second. Here we go. Let me know if y'all, hear the audio. I'm about to restart the audio to the beginning. Check this out. Can y'all hear me speaking now? Just put a Y in the chat. Because Knockout up here, hey, Knockout probably up there running around, goddamn, hit the mute button and shit. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all hear me now, though? Y'all can hear me speaking in the mic, right? Yes or no? Okay, cool. So I'm about to play the audio to the video. So hold on for a second. So let me check something right quick with audio settings, because nothing should have changed, man. Come on, bro. Nothing should have changed. Hold on for a second. Let me know if y'all can hear them talking. What? Man, what the fuck? Hold on for a second, dog. Yeah, that shit don't make no sense. Hold on for a second. Hold on a goddamn second. Y'all can hear me talking, but can't hear the motherfucking video. Imagine that shit now.
Saying that Al Heyman before named more Terrence Crawfords.
Of course.
So what's the false?
send him a contract, bro.
How can Junior say that he was on the wrong side of the street?
Yeah, as Tim Bradley told Earl Spence that he was on the wrong side of the street way back before Terrence Crawford even came into the picture. You know,
no, that never happened. That never happened. Bro, you gotta stick to the subject. Did Errol not tell Terrence Crawford? Did Errol not tell Terrence Crawford that because he's with Top Rank, he's on the wrong side of the street to do a fight with them? Didn't he not say that? Yes or no?
He said the same shit Tim did, yeah.
Okay, whatever. Tim Bradley said it. Well, if that's true, that he was on the wrong side of the street to a fight, how is that that's a fight with another top-ranked fighter in Tyson Fury?
He wasn't a top-ranked fighter when they made the first fight. See, this is what you do.
I didn't ask you about the first fight.
What about my audio now? Is it straight? Because I had my headphones in long before this, and it worked just fine. You know what I'm saying? Is the audio good now? Just let me know right quick, so I can get back to this video. Because it's a lot to unpack. Shout out to Juice Lee for the $5 super chat, brother. Tyreek's in the building. Ring is sharp. Been following him for 6 years. It's a little choppy. Okay. I don't know what the fuck is that about. Hold on. Let me make one other adjustment then. All of a sudden, it decides to mess up.
I didn't say he was top ranked in the first fight.
Bounce out, bro. Let me talk, homie. You ain't keep talking over me, Panda.
Good.
Let me talk, homie. Fury and Deontay Wilder made their first fight. Tyson Fury was not ESPN. They already had a rematch clause for the second fight. Now Tyson Fury went and signed the top rank after that, and that's why we got the ball and Schwartz and shit. And then what Top Rank tried to do was pull out of the third fight with all that Anthony Joshua bullshit. So that deal for Tyson Fury to have a rematch and have a second fight.
Y'all say it's a little robotic. How fortunate. Hold on for a second. How fortunate. See? That light-skinned brother, you see what he doing? He called up and disguised his voice and said, you know what, YouTube? I just want to put on an anonymous complaint, just like BFTB did. I just want to, give some details about what I don't like right now. I just don't like it. Hold on for a second. No, bro. I'm just trying to fix it, man. That's just taking a little bit more time than I want to take out of here. You know what I'm saying? I want to get straight down to I understand what you're saying, but I'm trying to fix the issue as we're talking. So I won't have to go through that entire process and have y'all out here in limbo. You feel me? You feel me? That's all I'm saying. So this shit is crazy. Dog.
How is he ducking somebody that ain't never sent him a contract, bro?
How come a contract? Didn't Earl Spence Jr. say that he was on the wrong side of the street?
Yeah, as Tim Bradley told Earl.
How's my audio now?
Way back before Terrence Crawford even came to the pitch. You know,
No, that never happened. That never happened. Stick, bro. You gotta stick to the subject. Did Errol not tell Terrence Crawford? Did Errol not tell Terrence Crawford that because he's with Top Rank, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Bradley said it. Well, if that's true, that he was on the wrong side of the street to do a fight, how is it that same PBC made a fight with another top-ranked fighter in Tyson Fury?
He wasn't a top-ranked fighter when they made the first fight. See, this is what you do.
I didn't ask you about the first fight. I didn't say he was the top-ranked. I didn't say he was the top-ranked in the fight.
Let me talk, homie. You ain't gonna keep talking over me, pandering shit. Let me talk, homie. When Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder made their first fight, Tyson Fury was not an ESPN top-ranked fighter. They already had a rematch clause for the second fight. Now Tyson Fury went and signed the top rank after that, and that's why we got the goddamn Otto Wallin and fucking Tom Schwartz and shit. And then what Top Rank tried to do was pull out of the third fight with all that Anthony Joshua bullshit. So that deal for Tyson Fury to have a rematch and have a second fight, that shit was signed before he ever became a top. Became the top rank. Next month.
That's wrong, and that's false.
You can't fuck with me, bro.
And that's it's.
You know, I told you earlier, I don't know if you heard me, but I'm just going to briefly state how these dudes get on here and try to debate angry. You know what I'm saying? And talking about nobody can fuck with them and all that. And debates usually don't go as, you know, a dialogue. You know, when one's speaking, the other's listening, the other one's speaking, and the recipient's listening. You know what I'm saying? Usually don't go that way. But I'm really past. I'm just going through and showing respect for the live to build up to when life support is needed for knockout boxing, who pretends to act like no one can fuck with him in debating. But you know, he you know, this guy, I believe someone said it in the chat. Let me see what his real name is, or what they call him, so I can show proper courtesy. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Tyrese for the chat. Shout out to Destiny Black for basically throwing that, you know, putting those flames out there again. The Arrow is just selling shirts, you know, to make money off the shirts. Hey, that's what the Spencerholics get, man. They fall for anything. Real talk, they fall for anything, bro. Hey, shout out to my guy Rob Partner. Shout out Rob. Shout out Rob. What's good with it, bro? Shout out to my guy Rob Partner in the building. Where you at, man? Man, y'all definitely go check out Rob Partner, one of the hottest dudes down here in the ATL when it comes to everything. Entertainment, music. You know, dude got the album dropping this month. Real talk. He's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Dude has the blades. Yeah, go check him out. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna really start going heavy on YouTube, but it's a big deal, man. He's out there. You know, he does his thing, bro. So let me get back to this this eulogy. Let me get back to this eulogy.
Everything you said was false and bullshit. Explain bro. Can I? Or you keep interrupting me? For starters, the rematch clause that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder had in the first fight was on the premise that there is a winner. The rematch clause was waited because the fight was scored a draw. So there was no rematch clause for the second fight. That's why Tyson Fury was able to go fight Otto Wallin and Tom Schwartz, which you mentioned. If there was an immediate rematch clause, he would have had to fight Wilder straight away. So that already shows you don't know what you're talking about.
Wilder allowed him to go do that shit, bro.
He allowed him to go do that. He didn't have a choice. Man. He didn't have. So prove to me he allowed him to go do that. How?
Prove to me that they had no rematch clause for a second fight.
They didn't have a rematch clause.
No,
it's in plain English. It's in plain English. It's in plain English. It's in plain English. The rematch clause they had. The rematch clause they had. It's my turn, bro. It's my turn, bro. It's my turn, bro. I heard you. I already heard you.
Drop it.
You made an argument that
bro. No.
You made an argument. The reason, bro. Am I going? Is it not my turn? Is it not my turn?
Drop the link.
Is it not my turn?
Drop the link, homie. Drop.
Is it not my turn? Is it not my turn? The reason was in the meeting.
He didn't have a rematch.
All right, Brody. I see you a little kid. The reason that Tyson Fury.
Did y'all just hear what he said? He said, I see that you're a little kid. Now, I don't go around calling grown men kids, really, unless they present themselves as such. That's all I'm saying. Like, Knockout is very petty individual, bro. Like real talk. Why they look up the niggas like BFTV, because that's who somebody they may see as a big brother or father figure or a mentor or life coach. I don't know, but they're trying to emulate, and they all fall the same way. You feel me? They always want to debate disrespectfully. They always want to somebody can't fuck with them and all this. Man, we over that. Just because you got a hoodie on don't mean you can debate and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talking over each other. You on his panel. I guess you come up and you don't have to respect the panel. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to respect the panel. I guess that's where you at with it.
And Deontay Wilder didn't fight straight away after the first fight. The reason Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder didn't fight straight away is because the first fight was scored a draw. The first fight was scored a draw. Only rematch clause was activated is if somebody would have won, somebody would have lost. Nobody would have lost.
That is not true.
It is true. That's why Tyson Fury was able to go fight somebody else instead of Wilder.
He was able to go fight someone else because Deontay allowed him, bro.
According to who? Did Deontay say that?
No, he did not say that. Now,
who said that? Besides you, who said that?
That is what everyone is saying, bro.
Who's everyone besides you? Nobody said that but you.
And no one is saying what you're saying but you, bro.
Everybody knows what I'm saying. Paulie Malignaggi, the funniest shit is Paulie Malignaggi said it immediately after the first fight. If there would have been an outcome, to Wilder versus one.
This is what I'm talking about. When you got somebody just want to come on the panel, somebody else's platform, don't expect people to respect you on your own, bro. You on somebody else's shit. You come up here, you don't show no courtesy. All you want to do is overtalk somebody because you know you in for one. You in for one. You already know you're in for one, bro. You just don't want to take it like a man. You know you in for one with this guy. He just kicked something to you. He just threw that motherfucking rock right at your forehead. You know what I'm saying? He just threw that rock right at your forehead, and you just want to say, "Oh, where did you hear that?" I mean, that's not the first time I heard that. You know, when it comes to rematches and everything like that, but everything is different. You know what I'm saying? Everything is different. We already know. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised he ain't brought up Canelo and Triple G rematch when they had a draw in the first one. They fought each other. You know what I'm saying? That's to me, it seems like that's the YTC banter that he's trying to speak on. The Deontay Wilder allow him to go do something. Like, if y'all supposed to have a immediate rematch, why not get it over with? If it was a draw and everybody was healthy, why allow Tyson Fury to fight Otto Wallin, Tom Schwartz, Otto Wallin, then go over to the World Wrestling Entertainment and fight Braun Strowman, then come back and fight Wilder? What is that saying?
Positive about Deontay Wilder. That's who you're citing.
What does that have to do with the structure? What does that have to do with the structure of their deal? What does that have to do with the structure of their deal?
Why are we even talking about Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder? I thought you wanted to talk.
That is what we're talking about. And the point that I made, which you tried to deviate from, is that if Errol said that Terrence, who was a top-ranked fighter, if Errol said that Terrence was on the top-ranked side of things, him being there means they can't do a fight with him because he's on the wrong side of the street, we would have never got Wilder versus Fury 2, because in between the first fight and the second fight, he signed top rank. They had to change the whole deal structure to include top rank, but they still made a fight. So, so doesn't that then prove that Errol Spence Jr. was bullshitting? Terrence wasn't on the wrong side of the street because he was on the same side of the street as Tyson Fury, and Fury fought Wilder. You can't use that as an excuse to not fight Terrence, but you did.
Didn't Errol Spence also tell him 60-40 and they start going back and forth and
shit? When Errol said 60-40, did he send him a contract?
No, he didn't send him a contract. And I never contend. See, this is where y'all fuck up. I never contend that Terrence Bud Crawford was ducking Errol Spence in 2018, 2019.
I don't speak to you, bro.
They weren't ducking each other. All they did, bro, this is what y'all need to understand. All they did was they talked a bunch of shit to each other. Earl talking shit to Bud, Bud talking shit to Earl. But Top Rank never sent no contract to Earl. Earl never sent no contract to Terrence Bud Crawford. Neither each other. Fucking started when and then the motherfucker pulled another duck.
So here we go again with the same thing. Pulled out, took another fight, the ducking and all that. And then, you know, fuck this, fuck that. Destiny Black back in the super chat. Shout out to the queen, man. Man, look. You should have known when Destiny's in the chat. Shit's gonna catch fire, dog. She said, light brights be whole motional as F. You feel me? Like, he's talking bad about, look, the dude, he's been pretty decent. You know, Ring, I'm gonna call him Ring. Ring has been pretty decent with the language. But when it comes to the brothers, man, I'm gonna use him just like Destiny, just light bright. I'm gonna call him Light Bright, man. I forgot I used to have one of those when I was a kid. I used to have a Light Bright. For those of you that was around before the internet, I used to have a Light Bright. So Light Bright is being disrespectful as always, trying to always emulate his mentor, BFTB, being disrespectful in debates. I always want to drop F-bombs all over the place. Do you teach your family like that? Do you always take that same approach with your kids? You know what I'm saying? Do you talk like that? You know, if you know this guy already, y'all have a history, then what's all the emotion for? Supposedly y'all have some type of connection back in 2022 that you thought this, that, and the other. So why come on here now in 23 and try to act like, oh, it's full-blown assault? If you're having a debate, talk about the debate, goddammit. You know, we heard the F-bombs already. We heard the niggas this, nigga that. We heard the bitch ass nigga. We had the hold this, hold that, and all this other shit. Man, get to the debate. That's all I'm freaking telling you. But shout out to Destiny Black for the super chat. Let's rock.
Is it my turn yet?
No motherfucker.
Right, my turn yet. Now, if Junior's parents is on the wrong of the street because he was with Tom. Said we're not going to do a fight with you on the wrong side of the street. That's the thing. Encompass to 2021 when he was, because yes, it does, because he was still in top rank up until 2020. After that,
in 2019.
What happened in 2019? He got into a car accident. Happened in 2019. He got into a car accident. He got into a car accident. What happened in 2019?
Oh, you don't remember Bud Crawford saying, I called Earl Spence on the phone. I told him to take a tune-up. I don't even want that fight next because I'm in a lose-lose situation. I don't even want that fight next. If they offered me to fight, I wouldn't even fucking take it. That's out of Terrence Crawford's own motherfucking mouth. So how the fuck are you ducking the man?
Bro,
if he got offered to fight,
if we're gonna use
take that motherfucker, bro.
All right, if we're gonna use quotes, if we're gonna use quotes, Errol out of his mouth the same thing. If it's up to me, I wouldn't fight. So I would like you.
But you're making if they're saying the same thing, how the fuck can you make the claim if they're saying the same type of shit?
So you know you fucked up, right, Knockout? This happens throughout this debate. That's what makes it so unique. You know what I'm saying? This is the precious part about boxing debates. If you pay close attention as to how a motherfucker like Knockout try to fast talking way out of a rebuttal that just slaps him up the side of the face with cactus gloves. You know what I'm saying? You know, goddamn Ring up there slapping Knockout upside the face with cactus gloves. For real. Blood everywhere. He's picking shit out of his face, bro. He sat up there and said, you must have forgot what happened in 2019. Ring said, oh, the accident? Because he knew where he was going. You say the same shit all the fucking time, bro. And then you turn around and you say, yeah, Terrence, look, I already knew where he was going when I heard it the first time. So he said, you know, Bud Crawford said this to Errol Spence. He didn't want to fight him. Listen, Terrence Crawford wouldn't have got that fight if he would have said, okay, yeah, I'll fight you after the accident. He wouldn't have got the fight because his people, him being Errol Spence, his people know that he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. So what they do, they get a PBC fighter, Danny Garcia, who was willing to go in there and lay down on a return fight. Period. So he went in there and moved around, got beat up. They're boxers. They moved around in the ring before they had sparred. He went in there and moved around, got beat up because they shot him some extra cash behind the scene and so it can look good. You know what I'm saying? You know why Danny was crying up there after beating Jose Benavidez? Because he know he took an ass whooping against Spence, which he could have performed a lot better. That's probably why he broke the fuck down. Because you have guilt trips sometime. Nobody would have let Crawford fight freaking Errol Spence just because Spence said he didn't take tune-ups. Coming off an accident, Crawford would have goddamn ended that man's career, bro. Knowing Crawford being the man he is, he probably would have took it easy on him and then crushed him in one round. I'm not talking about the first round. I'm talking about he would have took it easy on him and let some rounds go by and then crushed him, bro. This man pretty much cut your analogy off. He turns around and gives Knockout a whole nother analogy and said Errol Spence said he'll fight Manny Pacquiao. He's slapping this man with cactus gloves, man, and now Knockout seems like he's emotional and invested. Just hit a whole nother amplitude of motherfucking emotions and freaking estrogen and anything else he got pumping through his motherfucking body. The dude is not a good debater at all, man, but he's trying to run himself up out of here talking fast. You're not going to do that with this guy Ring. It's not going to happen, bro. He's too good. Just when Knockout said, hey, you don't remember what happened in 2019? He said, what, the accident? He already knew where he was going, bro.
How can you make the claim that Terrence is the winner when at the same time Earl is saying you want to
you know what the difference is? The difference Crawford never said. Terrence Crawford, Bob Arum gave me 4 names and none of them were Errol's. But Errol did say that about Terrence. You could have fought Terrence years ago.
Okay, and Errol Spence never said
if you the A side, if you the A side in 2018, in 2018, Errol
sometimes you just
said,
gotta fight
in 2018,
Errol never said I don't even want to fight
I'm
no
the
more.
A side. I'm the A side.
I can't apologize for anything I'm not in control of, but Knockout, that's what he does, man. He's a disrespectful young punk. I called a dude a punk in a minute. This a punk. Knockout's a punk, dog. I don't give a damn whoever one of y'all to take up for this dude. He's a punk, bro. Because this dude is cooking now. He don't want to damn sit down and listen and respond when he needs to. He just want to overtalk him. That's what they do. They just want to overtalk and then make it seem like they cooking somebody. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. You don't know what. No, this dude is staying on task, bro. He brought up a good point. When Bud Crawford and Errol Spence had that meeting, he pretty much said the names that was out there, none of them was Bud Crawford. So how in the fuck do you think, Knockout, that coming off an accident, PBC was going to let him fight Terrence Crawford? They didn't even mention Terrence Crawford's name. What was so fucking different? How can he mention all those other names and Errol tells Terrence to his face that he didn't mention his name? He said, take the easy route. Isn't this the same man that wanted to fight Jeff Horn when he picked up a title? Isn't it the same man that wanted to fight Jeff Horn? But that don't count because Errol Spence didn't fight Jeff Horn. Then he's a bum. They call Jeff Horn a bum. You know, if Errol Spence would have fought him, they would have got the same results, took the belt, and then we wouldn't have been even mentioning Terrence Crawford's name. That's the way them Spencerholics think. We wouldn't even be talking about Terrence Crawford. If Errol Spence just would have went over there and got that, got that title from Jeff Horn, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
A lot of shit that Errol Spence did.
And you big fish, what took you so long? You need to fight a lightweight who moved up the white first. Why you need to fight Garcia first? Why you need to fight Ugas first? You could have fought Terrence Crawford. Instead of prioritizing,
Michael Garcia, fight. Him and Terrence Crawford have never been on pay-per-view before.
You
chose to fight Michael Garcia.
You chose to fight Ugas. Michael Garcia didn't have no.
Now, people, I hate to keep stopping it, but there's some very good entree, some appetizers and entrees that's about to be served here. So I want it to be, consumed accordingly, right? He said you just kill yourself. So he meaning the reason Errol Spence didn't face Terrence Crawford because he wasn't on pay-per-view. Oh, shit. He said the reason. Now, as I go back, as I've mentioned this before, and it's out there, it's factual material. Heading into that Mikey Garcia pay-per-view, right? We're trying to say Frisco, Texas, where Jerry Jones was on record as saying he purchased the house to get people to come to his training facility and to pack the house out and everything else. It's on record. It's on record. But Knockout say you just kill yourself because he's about to go in there and elaborate and say Terrence Crawford have never had no numbers on pay-per-view, which he just committed suicide. He just committed suicide.
Bell.
When he fought on Danny Garcia, Terrence Crawford.
That don't make no sense.
When he fought, let me talk. I'm the big.
Mikey, a lightweight who moved up to welterweight. Why you need to fight Sean first? Why you need to fight Danny Garcia first? Why you need to fight Ugas first? You could have fought Terrence Crawford. Instead of prioritizing,
Michael Garcia, him and Terrence Crawford have never been on pay-per-view before. While he was fighting Michael Garcia,
you chose to fight Ugas. Michael Garcia didn't have no belt.
When he
Michael
fought
Garcia didn't have no belt. How was
when
a
he
strap
fought
team?
Danny
Michael
Garcia,
Garcia
Terrence
ain't
Crawford
got no strap.
fight him then, bro.
That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense.
When he fought, let me talk.
Argument you're making that Errol Spence Jr. deliberately delayed his fight is ridiculous when he's on camera saying what I'm saying. He literally on camera saying, yo, he gave me, no, because you're not letting me talk. So if you want to act like a little kid, I could do that too. It was my turn. It was already my turn. And you're still talking over me. And it was my turn. When you talk, I don't interrupt. When I talk, you do interrupt. But I saw Errol Spence Jr. on camera in 2018 say that Al Heyman gave him 4 names: Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Mikey Garcia, and Manny Pacquiao, which subsequently became Yordenis Ugas. That was in 2018. In 2019, he chose to fight Sean Porter when he could have fought Terrence Crawford. You could have fought him then, but you chose Sean Porter. In 2021, you chose Ugas. You could have fought Crawford because Ugas was under orders to fight Stanionis. You, TGB, and Ugas petitioned the WBA so that he would be next instead of Terrence. If you the A side and you the big fish, the onus to do the fight is on you. And the claim that you just made that, oh, he pulled out of the fight, that's false too. Terrence Crawford said they pushed the fight date into 2023. So he told Al Heyman himself, okay, If it's going to be next year, then I'm going to take a keep busy fight this year. And Al Heyman told him, according to Terrence Crawford, well, if you do that, then he's going to go on to fight Keith Thurman and make 7 figures. That's per Terrence Crawford. Now, unless you know more about the deal than Terrence Crawford, he didn't pull out of anything. They told him the fight's going to be this year. So why would fighting Avanesian last year affect the fight? It was going to be this year anyway.
Has anybody seen? I know I've watched his live. He was doing a live on Liam Smith and Chris Eubanks knockout. But has Ring IQ been arrested yet? Because the way he was sitting up here, goddamn killing knockout, slapping him back to life, killing him again, slapping him back to life, kill him again, then gets in the goddamn YTC motherfucking duty vehicle, put that bitch in reverse, runs over his ass, and damn put it in drive, run back over his ass and shit, and goddamn get out that motherfucker, get the socket wrench, hit him in the motherfucking kneecap, wake his ass up, knock him out again. God damn. Did you just hear everything he just unpacked? That shit was factual, bro. He said he could have fought Errol Spence, but he chose to fight Terrence Crawford, but he chose to face Sean Porter. That is fact. If you're the big fish and you got the promoter behind you and all that, you know, you could have fought Sean Porter. You could have fought Terrence Crawford. Which one of the two did you pick? Sean Porter. You had every selection process to fight Sean Porter. That's what you did. You wanted to take the easy route. You wanted to fight Sean Porter. You could have fought Terrence Crawford. You could have did it. But you chose to fight Porter, bro. You chose to fight Porter. Now the Mikey Garcia shit, it's just crazy because Mikey Garcia never really put up anything dealing with pay-per-view. Like, it's no way that when we mention Mikey Garcia's name, we talk about pay-per-view numbers. It just doesn't happen like that. And plus, the guy was moving up from 135 to 47, right? So we look at it like, what relevance did he have to face Errol Spence? Just like, what relevance is it for him to go to 154 in May or June or whatever he's fighting Keith Thurman, and the belts are not on the line? Why did it even make any sense, man? Ring just sit up here and killed you, bro. Slaughtered you, disemboweled you. We don't even have to go any more further. What he just laid out there, bro, is too much. He's laying out strict facts. Errol Spence had plenty of time to select who he wanted to select. You can't have one sentence where they praising Al Heyman all over the place, and then you turn back around and act like it doesn't matter because you want to sit up here and denigrate Terrence Crawford. He can't do this right. He can't do that right. Y'all was criticizing for being the top rank. But this man Ring is dropping some crucial facts. Very, very crucial. If Knockout would shut the fuck up, then the listeners could be able to hear your demise, goddammit.
Is it my turn now?
Go ahead.
All right. So everything that you just said, right? You talked about Errol Spence fighting. Well, guess what? When Errol Spence was fighting Mikey Garcia, neither Errol Spence nor Terrence Crawford ever been on pay-per-view.
Eat the Black Picasso in the building.
Goddamn Mikey Garcia fight. Terrence Crawford was fighting a mere motherfucking con, bro. So how you
Plus he couldn't get Errol Spence fight.
So you're not gonna let me up.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So how you getting them then? Then you compare Errol Spence fighting Sean Porter. So I guess when a champion is fighting another champion, now we calling that a duck. So I guess fucking Canelo Alvarez was ducking motherfucking Caleb Plant because he fought Billy Joe Saunders first. I guess that's what we doing. I guess Alexander Usyk was ducking Breedis because he fought the dude from Paul and Glowacki first. Like, bro, when you know the champions, when we start calling that shit, then you brought up the Danny Garcia shit, which I already explained to you, which is 100% fact. When Earl took the Danny Garcia fight, Terrence Crawford admitted out his own mouth that he didn't even want to fight because he felt like he was in a lose-lose situation. And he said that if they offered him to fight, he wouldn't even take it. Then he brought up the Udenis Ugas, which I'll refer back to my last point. How the fuck can you duck somebody if you fighting other champions? So I guess when Canelo Alvarez was fighting motherfucking Callum Smith before he fought Billy Joe Saunders, he was ducking Billy Joe Saunders. Or when he fought Callum Smith before he fought Caleb Plant, he was ducking motherfucking Caleb Plant. How the fuck are you ducking people if you fighting champions, bro? That's the last thing. Now, you use Terrence Crawford, and this is what we wanted to talk about for real, right? You use Terrence Crawford talking about the shit that he said about this whole negotiation shit, about them actually. Now, this is where the ducking shit really come in, right? This is what you was talking about. You talking about Terrence Crawford said this. Everything that you referenced was what Terrence Crawford said, right? Well, Terrence Crawford also said that Al Heyman was so goddamn stupid that he was negotiating with a lawyer that Terrence Crawford didn't even know. Somebody that he knew nothing upon. Some bullshit that you got to be a motherfucking English doctorate major to fucking understand. So, but we want to believe in though. The same Terrence Crawford that went on Kate Abdo shit and said, I never said that being undisputed motivated me. I said being world champion motivated me. But yet and still, he did a motherfucking interview with Andre Ward where he did say, I want to be undisputed, and that's what motivates me at 147. So this same nigga that contradicts himself at every turn. Oh, Earl, he ducked me. Well, now I know Earl won't fight as bad as I do. It was the politics that messed up the fight from happening. Oh, blame Earl. Oh, no, it was Bob Arum that couldn't get me the fights that I wanted. This same nigga that run around this bitch contradicting himself at every motherfucking turn, lying and shit, basically saying that the dude that put on the Michael Jackson concerts, the dude that did the motherfucking Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao fighting all these big events in boxing, Al Heyman was stupid enough to negotiate with a lawyer that Terrence Crawford didn't even know. That's who you trusting. And then furthermore, you talk about Terrence Crawford said that they wanted to push the fight back to 2023. Well, Imonte Stanionis said that he was supposed to be the co-main event. The same dude they had to pay to step aside said that he was supposed to be the co-main event, and that's why he was pissed off that his fight date kept getting pushed back. You know the guy that puts up the budget for the fight, you know the Showtime executive, Steven Espinoza, he said that he had all of that shit pertaining to 2022 and 2023, and that he could have fought in 2022, but he kept asking for more shit. And if he really didn't duck out the fight, and the fight was for 2023, and he agreed to everything like y'all claim he did, if you agreed to everything and all you wanted was a fight in 2022, why didn't you just do a Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia? Why didn't you just go ahead and agree to fight early in 2023 and take your little tune up in 2022 then? Why did you pull all the way out of negotiations and take a fight with David Avenesian, and now you talking about we got to go back to the drawing board? Now you talking about we got to go ahead and renegotiate. Why you got to renegotiate some shit? The fuck is you talking about, bro? Try to rebuttal that. Go ahead. It's your
Knockdown 86 TV said a whole lot. I let his whole shit play out, right? Because I didn't want nobody being petty again and hit me in the DM tomorrow. I didn't let him get his shit out. But that's the same shit he always say, the same stuff. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing in Al Heyman, who put on a MJ concert and stuff like that. We're talking about the Al Heyman who came from the music business over into boxing. But see, the one thing the knockout don't know, where if he go that route with me, I actually talked to the OG who was with Al Heyman, who was with the whole entire process from Al Heyman being in the music industry and him transitioning over to boxing. I got the whole scoop. It was over 2 hours. I got the whole entire story. I have the dude's number in my phone. He didn't want to be recorded. He told me this entire move that Al Heyman made for music. So anyway, him talking off topic, talking about Al Heyman putting on MJ concerts and everything is absolutely lunacy when you're talking about the subject of Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. You're trying to make a valid point that Terrence Crawford ducked Errol Spence, but yet you're bringing in Al Heyman dealing with an attorney that Terrence Crawford never knew. We really don't know the whole story as to why that attorney was placed in there. And I seriously doubt Terrence Crawford would allow a new face to come on deck and be the lead of his negotiations without him actually even seeing the guy before or anything. So it might have been a point in time where Terrence, walked up to the guy and say, who are you, please? Who are you with? Oh, I'm with you, Terrence. No, you're not. You're trying to tell me Terrence walked into a negotiation, blah, blah, blah. He didn't know what his team was. He's so stupid. The way these aerosexuals talk about Terrence, it's almost like they worked on the plantation. But they was in the house. Yeah, they was in the house. They was in the house. They were not in the field. These dudes talk bad on Terrence like he ain't shit. That nigga, that motherfucker, it's just constant gripe and complaining all the time. You really don't hear me when I talk ill of Errol Spence. It's pretty much talking ill about him and the way he is out here in public and shit like that. I'm not talking really personal about the dude. I'm not saying I ain't saying that person. I ain't said nothing, but this right here, this rebuttal, if you even call it that, because he's already been killed. Right now, it's just what they call in real life forensics is mayhem. When somebody go above and beyond to basically desecrate a body. This is exactly what Ring is about to do to Knockout. After all that spill he just had, Ring is about to goddamn desecrate the body, bro. He's about to desecrate the body.
Okay, you get so I'm gonna have to take pick Alvarez.
You don't have to take your time. You can't fuck.
Okay. Is it my turn? Now Alvarez being another champion said Caleb Plant. You know that he went to Caleb Plant before he went to Callum Smith, and Caleb is the one who told him to circle back. That's why he fought Callum. Then he went back to him after he beat Callum, and he told him we fight now, and Caleb told him the same thing. That's how he ended up fighting Billy Joe Saunders. That parallel doesn't even make sense because Canelo actually fought Caleb. Errol hasn't fought Crawford. So you can't even use that as an example, not that it matters, because Caleb wanted to be last. The reason Canelo didn't fight him first wasn't because he was ducking him. It's because Caleb wanted to be last. So that's a moot point that doesn't make any sense. You brought up Usyk, and the only reason Usyk ended up fighting people ahead of Mayweather's Breeders is because it was a fucking tournament. They wasn't picking and choosing who to fight. The World Boxing Super Series. It was a tournament format. The semi-quarterfinal, the quarterfinal, all that bullshit. That didn't boil down to choice. So all those parallels that you used mean dick. The second thing, well, wasn't it Errol Spence Jr. on camera who categorized Sean Porter as easy? Didn't he say that's the easy, I'm going to go the easy route and I'm going to fight Sean? That's what he said on camera. So if you choose to fight the guy that you call easy, that must mean you swerving him because he's more difficult. On camera, Errol Spence Jr. said, I'm going to go the easy route and fight Sean. That's what he said on camera. There's no debate that he said that. It's on camera. He was wearing a red hoodie like me when he said that. He said, I'm going to go the easy route and fight Sean. Well, if you choose to fight Sean instead of
this guy's good. The Ring, you're good. He say Errol was wearing a red hoodie like me. You know what I'm saying? The guy's attention to detail and his span to listen to all that rant that Knockout was doing and to rebuttal it in a calm demeanor, that is the art of debating. Real talk, I ain't gonna lie. That's the art of debating, bro. You just got to have you to be that. And he's delivering straight facts. Seriously.
Fighting Bud, when you could fight Bud, you know, you the big fish, you the A-side, all that cool stuff. You could fight Bud. You chose the easier fight. You chose Mikey Garcia. You chose Sean Porter. You chose Ugas. You chose all of that because we know the pound-for-pound fighter, the more difficult fight with the more difficult fighter is Terrence Crawford. Furthermore, you brought up the negotiations between Terrence Crawford and the more recent set of negotiations between Terrence, Errol, and Al. And Terrence, in his own words, said that I told Al, if we're not going to fight this year, I'm going to take a keep busy fight. Errol Spence Jr. late last year said, okay, he'll spin the block. Has he spun the block? No, you fighting Keith Thurman at 154. You didn't spin the block. You didn't circle back to revisit negotiations for the fight. You going into a whole nother fight with a whole nother fighter that you said you would never fight. It seems that the only time somebody's contradicting themselves is when it's Terrence. But if I bring up Errol saying, I would never fight Keith Thurman, you about to fight him. You said you spin the block. You didn't spin anything. You didn't re-enter negotiations. And when you look at the fact that they're supposed to now be fighting in what, May? You could have rescheduled the Crawford fight for May. You didn't even bother to revisit negotiations with Terrence Crawford. But y'all got that Keith Thurman fight done in a jiffy, the same way y'all got the Ugas fight done in a jiffy. After Terrence Crawford versus Sean Porter, he was a network and promotional free agent. You could have went into negotiations with him then. You didn't. You chose to petition the WBA to allow Ugas to fight you, even though Ugas was already ordered to fight Stanionis. He had his own business, but you tried to get him out of that Stanionis so he could fight you, and so you could not fight Terrence. I didn't do nothing. He drove. I didn't do. Y'all see?
At this point in time, Knockout was basically his pulse was low. You know what I'm saying? His blood pressure has dropped, and it got dangerously, concerning. So he dropped off the live panel. But give it up for Ring. IQ Boxing Talk. God damn. Like, I've seen a lot of shit pop off on the YTC, but this was very, very educational. Like, this dude broke down the rebuttals and broke down the history and broke down the whole topic-orientated debate. Kept it in line with the topic. He kept it in line, and then he look. Ring had the audacity to bring up spin the block. He said, you said you was going to spin the block, but you didn't do anything. And they supposed to be fighting in May. You could have re-entered negotiations and, with Terrence Crawford by May. He spin straight facts. You never spent the block. And then he brought up the Stanionis situation, man. Come on, bro. We all know Stanionis was sitting over there happy with the amount of money that he got. They weren't trying to get Stanionis back in the picture. They made that happen because, for one, Pacquiao was supposed to be the man before Spence eyeball fell out into his palm. So, therefore, Yordenis Ugas went in there and got the win. And then they wanted to make sure they hurry up and get Yordenis Ugas. You know why? Because they didn't want to go to Crawford, lose the belts, and then Crawford come over here and fight Yordenis Ugas, which a lot of people will tell you straight up to your face. Yordenis Ugas is not beating Crawford. So Crawford would have swept the welterweight undisputed. He would have vacated the titles like he did at 140 and then moved up to 54. And by that time, the YTC would have been in absolute chaos. They would have had to call in the National Guard because the Spencerholics would have been up here goddamn self-harming themselves. You know what I'm saying? Going on live streams, poking themselves with chopsticks in the eyes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Drinking fluid that's meant for cleaning purposes. You feel me? They would have did a whole lot of crazy shit screaming at themselves when nobody's on the panel. They would have been doing some weird, crazy shit, man. They would have been showing up the gyms to hey, I want to spar champ. I want to spar champ. What gloves you talking about? No gloves at all, bare knuckle. They would have lost their motherfucking mind, bro. They would have been looking to end it all if Terrence Crawford would have had a chance to fight Errol Spence before Errol Spence faced Yordenis Ugas. Crawford would have beat Errol Spence and went on. First of all, the fight probably wouldn't have gotten to Yordenis Ugas. I'm gonna be honest. If Crawford would have beat Errol Spence, if they would have fought before the Ugas fight, right? He probably would have never had the opportunity to fight Ugas. They would have kidnapped Ugas, right? And goddamn took him back and tried to send anonymous letters to the Cuban embassy, and you know what I'm saying, to the president, and said, we have Ugas, yes, the one who escaped, we have him now. You know what I'm saying? They would have said that the title is now vacant. They would have attempted to try to get Errol Spence back in the picture because Ugas somehow disappeared, and all along it would have been the Aerosexuals who goddamn kidnapped him. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep Terrence Crawford from fighting him for undisputed. It would have been absolutely crazy, man. But let's get back to the cooking. Let's get back to the hot grease. Shout out to Ring IQ, man. He absolutely put this guy, deeper than 6 feet, bro. This wasn't even a burial. This was what you call a cremation. This was a cremation. You know what I'm saying? The only thing about it, Usually the body goes in there on a table and they slide that bitch in there into the fire and does what it's supposed to do. With Knockout, they just put him in there when he was still living. That's the fucked up part about it. He was still alive.
I see what I'm talking about. I didn't do nothing. He dropped off. Reason those fights had that order, it was because Caleb wanted to be last, not because Canelo was avoiding anybody. The first guy that Canelo went to was Caleb Plant, the first guy. And I've already mentioned Usyk and Breedis and how that's a tournament format. That's not the same as Errol and Terrence. That's quarterfinal.
I heard everything you said, bro. Just let me know when it's my turn, man.
All right, it's still my turn. I let you go for like 10 minutes without saying a word. As far as Terrence and Errol, which is the subject at hand, you didn't have to fight Ugas in that order. You had a choice. You chose Ugas the same way you didn't have to fight Sean in that order. You chose to fight Sean in that order. Your excuse was that because Terrence was with Top Rank, you couldn't do a fight with him, but we know that's bullshit. Top Rank did a fight with Wilder and Fury. They weren't involved in the first fight, granted, but they were involved in between the first fight and the second fight, and they did the fight. So why couldn't you use that same deal structure to do a fight between you and him? Because you didn't want to. You said Al gave you 4 names. He gave you Keith, he gave you Mikey, he gave you Danny, and he gave you Pacquiao. You didn't get to fight Pacquiao even though you were supposed to, though all the same. That proves that it was always their plan to put distance between Errol and Terrence, because they gave you 4 names. They had a 4-fight plan for you, and not a single name in there was the name of Terrence Crawford. When it boiled down to choice, you could have chose Crawford over Ugas, but you wanted Ugas, even though Ugas was already under orders to fight Stanionis. He should have been busy with that. You wanted Ugas, not Crawford. TGB, y'all petitioned the WBA to get Ugas to get Stanionis to step aside so you could fight him instead. Why not Terrence? Why is it that when push comes to shove, you always go the other way? So we see this latest set of negotiations, which only kicked off after they already offered Errol to Canelo. Tom Brown, the TGB promotion, said they offered Canelo Alvarez 3 names after the Plant fight: David Benavidez, Jermall Charlo, and Errol Spence Jr. They hadn't even entered into negotiations with Terrence yet. They didn't enter negotiations with Terrence until May, the second quarter of the year. In the first quarter of the year, Tim Smith said, well, we haven't made Terrence an offer because we don't want to insult him. Meaning, you haven't started talking yet, but they already offered you can. It was a last resort. And the deal, offered him a deal, need money for Ugas. You guarantee Mikey. You guarantee on Porter. You guarantee every other fighter you fight money, but you don't offer this guy nothing. You're negotiating in bad faith. It's very obvious. Up until this point, one of you have a junior opponent not guaranteed any money. And I'm supposed to believe that that's Terrence's fault. You're supposed to be the A side. You're the one structuring the deal. You and Al, you're the ones determining all those factors. And when it's Terrence, y'all don't offer him no money. But when it's everybody else, you can offer him. You're going to hang it around his neck and try to make it his fault when it was never your intention to do this fight. How could it have been? They offered you to Canelo. How was it your intention to do this fight? The only reason that we're even here is because Canelo didn't waste time on Errol. Your turn.
This is
I say, Mama, I'm calling on you. I say, Mama, I'm calling on you. Ooh, ooh. Please come and rescue me right goddamn now. I'm in trouble. I say I'm in trouble. I'm feeling so much pain. Oh my Lord. Ouch, 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 ouch. Ow, 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 ouch, ouch. I'm feeling so much pain in my soul. Ouch, 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 ouch. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop. Stop hitting me over the head like that. Stop. I don't deserve this. This is just abuse. Stop it. Stop it. How do you call for help in a situation like that? Oh my goodness. You know, salute to that guy, man. Somebody send him a limo so he can get suited for a tuxedo, man. So we can go have him fitted for the throne, bro. So we can go have him fitted for the throne. He need to goddamn get a tux, black and white tux. You know, send him over there to get fitted for the throne, get him his own chair and everything. You know, take some pictures and everything so I can use it as thumbnails. Knockout, you cannot debate again after this. This is just too much for me, bro. No, this is just too much to handle, man. This is just too much, man. My anxiety is, my blood pressure probably went up. You know, I'm an old nigga and shit. But goddamn, listening to him just beat you up like that, I'm like, God damn, bro. Is this considered bullying? Really, is this turn from a debate to bullying? This dude is on point with his whole retort both times. Not using no F-bombs, no nigga this, nigga that, hold this, bitch, and all that. No, bro, you've been exposed once again, that knockout. You doing all that cussing and shit because you use it as a distraction. That's all it is. It's like sending a flare up. It's just like doing a frag grenade, a bang grenade. That's all. It's just noise. But you got to annihilate it. Annihilate it, brother. Annihilate it. This dude, I don't know who gave you your scouting report, knockout, but this dude, he's not on earth when it comes to debates. He obviously been around long enough till they gave him his own motherfucking planet up in space, and he's able to cohabitate, breathe without a motherfucking oxygen mask, and he's able to study the sport up there. And he has his little team. Obviously, he's been around this bitch for a long fucking time. Because the way he was damn chronologically placing that out there, delivering that shit, you know what I'm saying? Delegating his point across to you. It was almost like a grandfather to a grandchild. Jesus, mother. God, why did you do this in 23? And how could God, you could have at least gave us a heads up in 22 that this was going to take place in 23. At least I would have had me something to drink over this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I just could have had some drink. I say, man, let me celebrate. All these people that's around him, why they didn't brief him about Ring IQ? Somebody had to know. I've never even been to the dude's channel before now. I was sent the link of this massacre. They say, hey, man, I don't know, man. I know you've been in combat and everything. You got PTSD and shit, man. But, man, it's a massacre going on right now, man. It's a massacre, dog. I said, what you mean? You talking about Russia and Kazakhstan and shit? Oh, man. Ring IQ, man. It's a homicide, dog. First responders came to the scene yet. Well, I said, bro, are we talking about boxing? Is somebody, did they pull out a weapon? Damn near, dog. You have to just click the link, dog. Just witness it for yourself. I said, this is live right now. We have a homicide going on right as we speak. Yes, man. Yes, it is. It is a homicide. It is overboard. It is a body that is laying there and being desecrated with more and more facts over and over again. Facts just slicing them. He's bleeding out right before our eyes. You can't even put white chalk around this dude because the blood keep on goddamn diluting that shit. You can't do shit. God damn, dog.
Child's play. So they offered Canelo to Earl because it's the same way that when Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence was talking all that shit. If you get a Manny Pacquiao opportunity, if you get a motherfucking Canelo Alvarez opportunity, you take that shit, bro. Those are two dudes that no matter what, no matter who you are, I don't give a fuck. People try to act like Earl is a boxing. It ain't true. Tank, that ain't true. Tank name from 140 down, but the big name in the sport that ain't a heavyweight is Canelo Alvarez. The time that Manny was in there, it was Manny too. So if you Terrence Crawford and you Earl Spence, they fans wanted them to get a Manny fight. If you Earl Spence and you got a chance to fight Canelo Alvarez, anybody taking that shit, bro. Anybody taking that shit, because I don't give a fuck what you say. Earl versus Bud ain't the biggest fight. If Terrence versus Canelo happen, that's the biggest motherfucking fight. That's the biggest bag Terrence will ever get. If Earl versus Canelo happen, that's the biggest fucking bag. That's the biggest bag that Earl will ever get. You ain't ducking no motherfucker for trying to fight Canelo. Anybody in their right mind is gonna try to fight Canelo. That's the point on that. The Uga shit.
Wow. Knockdown 86 TV said, once again, it's okay for Earl Spence to look elsewhere. If someone has nominated him to fight another fighter in another weight classes, notice I put plural. It may not sound good, but weight classes. If someone nominates him to fight another fighter in another weight classes, it's okay for him to divert his attention once again, like he's been doing. He gets a pass. Once again, he gets an exemption to face Canelo Alvarez, and it's not considered a dope with Terrence Crawford. You know why it's not considered a dope? Duck, because he's trying to say he'd get his biggest paycheck. I thought ducking was best fighting the best. Why isn't the best fighting the best? Once again, you have placed your own head inside the guillotine. For real. Your head is already chopped off. But unbeknownst to me, I've never seen a headless body go over there and pick up their head again and place it into the guillotine and pull the motherfucking rope down. And the head go, rolling across the motherfucking dirt. I've never seen that shit until tonight. You turn me on to something new. I would rather you turn me on to something dealing with boxing. But no, this shit you talking about knockout. You saying that it's okay for Errol Spence to duck Crawford if he's a part of a $1 million deal to fight Canelo Alvarez up 2 or 3 weight divisions, which makes no sense to nobody. Who in their right mind thinking Errol Spence has a chance? We're talking about Bud Crawford and Errol fucking Spence, and you busy talking about it's not considered a duck if he goes up here and fights somebody for a bigger name and a bigger paycheck, right? But if Terrence Crawford was to not fight Errol Spence and fight Jermell Charlo at 154, because what if Jermell Charlo was the more popular fighter in that Texas stable? What if he was? What if Bud said, you know what, fuck this. I don't need this dude no more. Obviously, he don't want to fight me. I'm going to fight Jermell Charlo. They would have said, oh, you never wanted Errol Spence. You never wanted Errol Spence. But Jermell Charlo's a bigger name. So fucking what? Errol Spence is in your division. That's who you should fight. Terrence never would have got the pass. Never, ever would have got the motherfucking pass to fight Jermell Charlo if he was more popular than Errol Spence. Because he's in a whole nother division. And we seen the shit play out already because who? Errol Spence Jr. came out there and said, what? He ain't gonna fight. If I don't get a chance to fight, he ain't gonna fight no Jermell Charlo. And I didn't get a chance to fight. What? So you're blocking Bud Crawford from going out there fighting another fight because you don't want to fight him? You've made it perfectly crystal clear you ain't trying to fight Crawford. You've shown, and your people refuse to speak on it. But now this dummy goes up here and said, if Canelo is in the equation, take the fight. That's ducking. You have a fighter in your weight class. So is it about money or is it about legacy, motherfucker? Make up your goddamn mind. Is it about money or legacy? Because when negotiations come down to it, y'all know I'm fucking right. what I'm about to say. When it comes down to it, he contradicted the fuck out of himself, because these negotiations have been nothing but money. Money, 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 money. Take what you give you. Take what they give you. Take what they give you. Take what they give you. Errol Spencer's been on record several times. We'll give him 60-40, 70-30, 80-20, whatever we can give him. They made the negotiations about money. They made negotiations about money. They made negotiations about money. And Ring sat up there and said, what about Yadina Zugas? He didn't get guarantee? Did he not get guarantee? What about Sean Porter? What about Danny Garcia? You know what I'm saying? What about those Garcias? Were they okay with guarantee? But then you turn back around and you sit up here and say it's okay for Errol Spence to go fight Canelo Alvarez for money. But yet when you have someone in your same division, they make it extremely difficult to make the fight because they're making it about money. But yet Errol Sexuals has been on record as saying the reason why Errol Spence should just be in control of everything because he did the heavy lifting. So like I ask you again, is it about the belts or is it about the money? Is it about the belts? Is it about the money? Because obviously you don't have to have the belts to make a fight. Ryan Garcia's about to goddamn, go in there with a Showtime fighter. He doesn't have no belts. And we're not talking about that WBC interim. He don't have any belts, brother. But you just said it's okay for Spence to duck Crawford to fight Canelo 3 weight divisions up because he's going to get his biggest bag. But yet it's not okay for Crawford to be in negotiations and you try to deplete that man of fairness of negotiation. I get it, Shawty. I get where you're coming from. I know that cremation chamber, that shit hurts, man. I know you're not being able to think well. You felt that heat while you were sitting in that car. Your motherfucking skin start to melt off your body. I got it, bro.
What you guys fail to realize is that the only reason that Ugas became an option was because Earl got hurt. The real fight was Earl versus Manny Pacquiao. That's the fight they got signed. That's the fight that they was trying to do. But Earl got a detached retina, so he couldn't fight. And when he got the retina, he didn't just pull Ugas out the blue. The nigga told all y'all, bro, y'all just don't be listening and you only hear what you want to hear. He said, that's all right. I'm coming back stronger. I want the winner. I'm fighting the winner of the fight. That's what he said, bro. So after Manny Pacquiao lost, and it's clear that the PBC wanted Manny to win, because for the life of me, somebody tell me how the fuck you score that fight 115-113 in favor of Ugas. Ugas put pause on Manny Pacquiao ass. That fight was not that close at all. So, but Ugas got the victory. And so Earl went right through what he said he was going to do. And you keep making this argument that you are ducking people by fighting other champions. I guess motherfucking Josh Taylor, since you didn't like my other examples, we got more, no issues. I guess Josh Taylor was ducking motherfucking Jose Ramirez and Maurice Hooker when he fought motherfucking Regis Prograis. I guess that shit is a duck. I don't understand this.
Is it my turn? Is it my turn?
They fight the champions. Then you talk about the no guarantee. And I thought that we wanted to see fights here, bro. I thought we were fight fans and shit. So you want to complain and you can be okay.
Just FYI, that's not my audio. That is Knockdown 86TV audio. You know what I'm saying? That's what happened when you have a flip phone from Crooked. You know what I'm saying? That's his phone, not mine.
Okay with a man pulling out of a fight with no guarantee when the nigga that he fighting didn't have no motherfucking guarantee either. But he signed his shit. He agreed to his shit. He had no guarantee, just like Terrence had no guarantee. So who gives a fuck, bro?
Okay, move it along, bro, because you carrying on for 10 minutes. All right, for starters, because you jump into a lot of different shit.
You can't handle what I'm saying so much. You're gonna cut me off again. I got you. It's all good. I know.
Okay, it's my turn. You brought up Josh. You brought up no. It's my turn, bro. It's my turn. It's my turn, bro.
Type of deal as the other fighter, and we gonna be okay with not signing this shit. At the end of the day, what you can't get around, and what none of y'all can get around, is that this man Terrence Bud Crawford had 2 motherfucking contracts. He had a contract on his plate to fight undisputed versus Earl Spence and become the first man ever to be undisputed in 2 separate weight classes in the 4-belt era. The only person to do that, and I know you're going to hate this because you really don't like her much, the only other person to do that was Clarissa Shields when she put pause on Savannah Marshall. Or he could fight a motherfucking voluntary defense against a motherfucker who got knocked out by a motherfucker that he already knocked out. Those were his 2 options. I signed to fight Earl Spence, or I signed to fight David Avenesian. This motherfucker looked at both of those contracts, and he chose to fight motherfucking David Avenesian.
Okay, it's my turn, bro. It's my turn, bro. You got it's my turn, bro. It's my turn. It's my turn. It's my turn. You saying nothing. No, you literally. All right. So let me address this.
Let me address Ring. Man, this dude has an astounding level of patience. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're getting annihilated like this and you're on life support, man, and you're just looking for oxygen from anywhere, you just keep on using up the little oxygen you have left to validate who you are right before your death is imminent. You know what I'm saying? Right before your death is consummated, done, deal, sealed, delivered. You continue to talk. So when people know of your passing, your spirit, they think that your spirit is going to then revive you in some way, shape, or form for reincarnation. The shit ain't fucking happening, bro. Your spirit's going to die too. If your spirit attempt to come back to a debate and jump their ass on the panel, your spirit is not going to have enough to do it because you done fucked everything up. You know what I'm saying? This dude is extremely fucking patient with you, bro. And you just want to keep on dropping F-bombs and you want to say, oh, you don't want to hear. Look, he sat up there and listened to you. He heard everything you had to say. Crawford didn't do anything right. You know what I'm saying? Every time he comes back with facts and expose you, you don't want to listen or be patient or courteous. You're just a child, bro. Real talk. Knockdown 86 TV. You're just a child. You're very immature and childish, bro. You're a very childish individual. You throw tantrums. You probably be in the house, motherfucking dipping a pacifier in that damn glass of wine you be damn sipping on all the time. For real. You act like you the kind of dude that'll bite your nails and you get to the skin. You continue to bite that motherfucker and start bleeding. You suck on your finger. I'll just suck it till the blood stop. Something's wrong with you, bro. You childish as fuck. You up here, talking about you make all this fucking money. Go buy some therapy, nigga. Go buy your punk ass some therapy. Go buy you some. Go see can you goddamn respawn. Go see can you find a motherfucking street value respawning hustler. Someone who's out there selling that shit on the black market to respawn you about 5 to 10 lives that you lost doing the motherfucking debate. That's what you need to do.
And everything.
Well, all right, it's my turn, bro. It's my turn. What you want? 20 minutes? It's my turn. It's my turn. What do you want? 20 minutes to talk nonstop? It's my turn.
I know it's hard for you because I'm out here doing you dirty on your own shit. Let me finish, bro. Then you talked about Earl Spence negotiating in bad faith, and his team negotiating bad faith. I got a question for all the people in the chat because I know y'all dick riding them, but y'all gonna hear me on this. This motherfucker, Terrence Crawford, out of his own, was talking to.
Just when I thought the D word couldn't be used. And sure enough, here it goes. Y'all be dick riding. I knew he had to say it. But anyway, shout out to Ring. Very, very patient. Extremely patient on different levels putting up with this little kid. You know what I'm saying? Extremely patient on his own channel. Extremely patient. Because you know what? From history tells us if it would have been me on either one of these channels, him knockout, you know what I'm saying? Knocked down rather, or any one of them click channels, they would have muted you and they would have put you in the background and everything. It's been done. It's been done. You know what I'm saying? It's been done. Period.
The PBC at the same time that he was talking to BLK Prime. He said he met BLK Prime before May, but then he started talking to him in May. Now, maybe y'all think they were talking about dating. Maybe y'all think that they were talking about going out to dinner or some shit. But if you're being real with yourself, that's what they were talking about. He admitted out his own mouth that he told BLK Prime everything that he was doing with PBC, while telling PBC out of his own mouth that he told them nothing that he was doing with BLK Prime. So y'all answer me this question. How the fuck are you negotiating in good faith and you really trying to fight Earl Spence if you were doing the deal with BLK Prime and letting them know everything PBC is offering you and not telling PBC that they got a complete offer that they got to go against to try to get that fight? You are telling the people everything that you really want to do business with. I'm on here with Ring IQ right now. And if I'm talking to fucking Ring IQ, if I'm talking to Ring IQ and I'm talking to, I don't know, Sporting Icon, this motherfucker, Sporting Icons, everything that I'm doing with Ring IQ about a debate, a Sporting Icon, Ring IQ said.
Because I'm gonna highlight another point that just deads him all the way through. You're banned from debates, bro. You just earlier mentioned it'll be okay for Errol Spence to go to Canelo because that's the bigger fight for more money. Why shouldn't he take it? Why shouldn't he take it? Right? Why shouldn't he take it? That's what you said that Errol Spence is able to do. You provided him debate permission. You provided him debate permission that it's okay for him to go over there and take that fight for more money. But yet, when they found out Terrence Crawford was at a dead end and he chose to absquatulate from the PBC promotions and go over here to where he was getting 8 motherfucking figures, more money than they was talking about him getting over there, even after Bud Crawford has suggested the 25 million per 50 mil, and Al Heyman knew the hedge fund proprietors, and also he said he didn't want nobody else touching it. But then when Bud Crawford left the negotiations and went over there to BLK Prime for 8 figures, people were saying, "Oh my God, he's going over there for more money, and this is all bad. This is fucked up. He's negotiating bad faith because." But no, let's get back to the principle. Now, you said it was okay for Errol Spence to fight Canelo. That's not considered ducking. But Terrence Crawford is getting absolutely nowhere, and they changed the fight date to 2023. Which was against his request. He wanted to fight in 2022. They knew that already. But yet the man leading negotiations goes over here to BLK Prime for 8 figures, and he don't get credit. He don't get the money credit. He doesn't get that platinum credit that you're talking about. He doesn't get the credit for no ducking. He didn't get the credit for 8 figures to go over there and get 8 figures from BLK Prime. He don't get credit for that shit. Because earlier you said it's okay for Errol to take bigger money with Canelo. It's okay for him to take bigger money with Manny Pacquiao. It's okay. But only if your name Terrence Bud Crawford, you're negotiating in bad faith. Because what? You over here conversing with a promotion that never put on a fucking fight? So who gives a fuck? You up here trying to explain having a conversation with 2 entities as if you explaining something, information to one, but you keeping it from the other. Who gives a damn, bro? Like BLK never put on a fight card before Terrence Crawford stepped on there with Avanesian. They never did. So what? He was talking to him if that was the case. So what? He didn't tell PBC. PBC said he didn't want nobody else touching it, right? So if he didn't want nobody touching 50 mil, and giving him 50 mil, he didn't want to touch that. He didn't want to commit to that 50 mil. Why should Terrence go back to Al Heyman and tell him, "Hey, you know what, Al? I'm going to tell you something. I was basically chopping down a New York strip, right? It was very juicy. I ordered it medium well. And I was talking to BLK Prime, you know what I'm saying? And I was sipping on some Arnold Palmer. It was sweet too. I loved it. But anyway, we was talking about everything that was going on with the negotiations over here. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to let you know up front, being that you're not my promoter, I'm not signing you or anything, but we are going through negotiations right now. I just wanted to let you know that, I told him everything. I told him how I called Errol up and he wanted to talk about a fire stick and he wanted to talk about back end money. I told him everything. I mean, I'm not apologizing. I was just making you aware, keeping you abreast, because you Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? So if you hear anything break out on the media about, us eating out there, and I had damn steak juice dripping down my chin, I mean, that was me. You know what I'm saying? That was me. I mean, the meal was fucking good. I'm not going to lie. But truth be told, Al, they talking about giving me 8 figures, man. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time. So Knockdown TV, I think that's that dude's Knockdown TV. He won't get on there and do a live and say I was negotiating in bad faith. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. If look, people, if Terrence Crawford would have let Al Heyman know that everything he was going on with BLK Prime, it wouldn't have did anything except allowed them to come up with more fake audio releases like they did. How and when and where have you seen that? Audio being released with Steven Espinosa and Errol Spence, it didn't even seem genuine. This Errol Spence is up there. I don't want to fight no. Take the L out of lover. It's over. And I told Al I don't want to fight Keith Thurman. I hate that guy. I don't want to fight him, man. This dude is up here ducking Keith Thurman, bro. But no one wants to talk about that. How can that audio be released like that? Where is it? Why hasn't another audio been released? Because it's fake. Where's the 14-year-old stunt driver that was up, barreling down the damn highway? And he said, his Spence GPS started to beep erratically. 0.2, 0.2, 0.1, 0.1, 500 feet to target, 500 feet to target. Slow down, speed up, slow down. 100 is too fast. Come on, man. Stop it. This shit is just too much, man. The leaked audio, the fact that he wanted to break out on Twitter and say he's been in damn welterweight for too long and it's hard for him to make weight. You know what I'm saying? Just everything with the damn hedge fund people. Al didn't want to touch it. It's just too much going on with they didn't mention your name. I'm taking the easy route. Let's just ignore all the variables that's out there to formulate a result as to why Errol Spence didn't want to fight Terrence Crawford. They want to go back to 2019 that Terrence Crawford knew damn well that these aerosexuals would never give him credit for going in there knocking out Spence on his first fight back from the car accident. They would have said, oh, he took the easy route. He could have went over there and fought somebody else, but he wanted to fight Spence. He knows Spence wasn't ready. But what about when Spence said, no broken bones, I'm a savage? That was his first tweet from the hospital. No broken bones, I'm a savage. He said that shit. No broken bones, I'm a savage. I don't take tune-ups. But Crawford knew if he was to step in a square with him and annihilate that dude, they would have said, oh, man, you ain't getting no credit for that. The man wasn't right. Man, y'all know the story. Y'all know the motherfucking story.
That I can come to his platform. Ring IQ gonna give me $50. Ring IQ gonna do this. He gonna do that. But then I go back to Ring IQ and I don't tell him shit. I don't tell him nothing that Sporting Icons is offering me. Ain't it safe to say that I really want to do the deal with Sporting Icons because I'm being, here go this word y'all like to use, transparent with Sporting Icons, but I'm not being transparent with Ring IQ? This nigga Terrence Bud Crawford was asking the PBC for shit that he wasn't willing to give his goddamn self. And y'all give him a pass for it. Y'all act like it's all cool. That man a duck. I don't give a fuck what y'all tell me. Now tell me what motherfucking lie I just told. I bet you can't.
All right. You just talk for like 20 minutes jumping from point to point. For starters, you did the same stupid shit you did before. Regis Prograde did not avoid Jose Ramirez by going into the World Boxing Super Series because he was in negotiations to fight Jose first. Both teams decided to part amicably. All right. But Regis wanted to fight. When he saw he couldn't get Jose Ramirez in the ring per an order from the WBC, that's when he decided to go into the World Boxing Super Series. You did the same silly shit with Regis that you just did with Usyk and the other shit and the Canelo shit. The reason that Errol is avoiding Terrence by fighting another champion is you had a choice. You had a choice. You didn't have to fight Ugas. Ugas was busy. You chose to fight Ugas. Even though you knew he was under orders to fight Stanionis, you still chose him over Crawford. The same way you still chose Danny Garcia over Crawford. The same way you still chose Sean Porter over Crawford. You talked about what Terrence Crawford said in 2020, and you didn't even use the whole quote. In 2020, ahead of the Danny Garcia fight, which is when those quotes are from, the reason Terrence said that is because Errol was just in a car accident. Nobody knew what he was going to look like. So he said, I'm in a lose-lose because if you fight him off the car accident, people may not give you credit for it. So he was okay with Errol fighting Danny, quote you're using, and you're deliberately misquoting him. You're also fudging the timeline because that's the only reason he said it. It's because between 2019 and 2020, December of 2020, Errol hadn't fought. He wasn't even medically cleared to spar, much less fight. So Terrence said, yeah, I wouldn't mind if he takes a tune-up first, because if I fight him next, I'm in a lose-lose. You bring up, what's the other bullshit you brought up? You brought up that he was negotiating with two people at the same time in May of last year. Well, if you take that as Bud avoiding Errol Spence Jr., what do you call it when Tom Brown offers Canelo Alvarez Errol Spence before you even enter into negotiations with Terrence Crawford? You're saying that because it's Canelo Alvarez, it's supposed to be different. No, it's not different. What I see is a pattern. You always choose to fight someone else instead of this.
God damn. Talk your shit. Talk your shit, that Ring IQ. Damn, dog. Jesus, God, what the hell? Hey, salute to you, bro. It's that shit.
This guy was a last resort. It doesn't matter if it's Canelo, Pacquiao, Ugas, whoever. You're making a decision, and your team is making a decision to fight someone else. You was only negotiating with this guy because there was nobody else to negotiate with. There are no other money fights at or around your weight, but you had a choice. You could have fought him in 2019 instead of Porter. You could have fought him in 2020 instead of Danny. You could have fought him last year instead of Ugas. You chose that for yourself. And you can't compare that to Regis entering a tournament or Usyk entering a tournament or Canelo in what order he unified the titles in, because those were tournaments and Caleb is the one who wanted to be saved for last. That wasn't Canelo saving him for last. That was Caleb saving himself for last to ensure that the fight would happen on his platform. Better still, it was still Caleb. You can't compare that to Errol Spence Jr. willfully going the other way for the last 5 years. For the last 5 years, you had a choice. The first excuse was that he was on the wrong side of the street. Yeah, that's bullshit. Because if that were true, we would have never got Wilder versus Fury 2. The second thing was, oh, well, let me clean up my side of the street first. Okay, you did that. Why are you fighting Keith Thurman now? If your fight is getting pushed out all the way until May, why don't you just skip that and go for Terrence instead? You say you don't take tune-ups, right? Well, what do you think fighting a fighter that ain't fought but once in the last 3 years is? This is not 2017. Keith Thurman ain't no elite fighter. Why are you fighting him instead of Terrence? Why is it at 154 instead of 147? We all know what you're about to do. You're leaving the welterweight division like I said you would in 2018. You're not going to fight Terrence. You're not going to unify this. It's trying to save face because it was your original. It shouldn't matter if Terrence fights David Avanesian last year. What difference does it make? I'm going to fight last year anyway. The plan due to fight this in the first or the second quarter, then what do you care if he's tuning up with that guy? You say that Terrence is negotiating in bad faith because he was talking to Black Prime at the same time. Well, what the fuck do you call it that the PBC offered Errol to Canelo before they offered him to Terrence? It's obvious y'all wasn't trying to make the fight. Tim Smith, in his own words, said, we don't even money. Do boo-boo. Communications is we don't anybody's gonna buy steal it, and that's why we hadn't made him a cash offer yet. We can't get him the kind of money that he wants because the numbers don't add up. But only Boo Boo the Fool think they were serious about making the fight. They offered him the Ugas. They offered.
At this time, Knockdown 86, his camera is black on the panel. His camera is black. You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time he dipped off to do his Google search and basically at this point in time, I think he muted his mic, and he seems like he's pulled over on the side of the road. He might have ran out in the traffic, and before he was hit by a car, he probably came back, changed his mind, and hopped in through the back window, and goddamn just sitting back there with the camera off, because this guy is beating him the fuck down. This is one in 2023. Listen, in 2023, this is one of the worst lopsided debates that I've witnessed. Like, if you go back and hit the replay, please go over there and subscribe to this dude. Ring IQ Boxing Talk. Go over there and check out when Knockout initially came on the panel and the words that he said. He came over there like the reckless juvenile that he is, and he want to act like, oh yeah, you wanted this, here I am. You know what I'm saying? You can't fuck with me and all that. You know, just came over there with that cantankerous type belligerency, right? And this dude has been scorching him the entire time with facts, so much to the point where these facts, man, have become poisoned. These are poisonous facts right now. It's some healthy facts that happened. You know what I'm saying? It started off a little bit healthy. Right at this point, we're talking about the tip of arrows. You know what I'm saying? Dart frog poison. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about king cobra poison. We're talking about some shit that's extremely poisonous, and you're going to die quickly. Like, this is unrecoverable. You can't recover from this knockdown. You can't recover from this. This dude knows his shit. This dude knows his shit, man. And the fact that he said talk about any fucking topic, he walked you right into a topic that you would love to talk about because he's seen you out there. He's observed. He's heard what you have to say. You probably gave him enough time to prepare. You know what I'm saying? If he ever stepped on and had this moment, you gave him enough time to prepare for this moment. You know what I'm saying? But to me, he seems like he's absolutely on par with his depth of boxing knowledge. Like his knowledge is very in depth. That's all I gotta say. He destroyed you, brother. He destroyed you. You should stay away from panels. You should stay the fuck away, bro. This is just senseless at this point.
Offered him Canelo, but the last guy that they offered him is Terrence, and you wondering why? It's kind of obvious that for a fight this size, an undisputed title fight, 5 years in the making, the offer, no guarantee. It's obvious you're not trying to do a fight like that, because when have you ever seen a fight that size negotiated for no guarantee? It's a cover story if it's anything, because I've never seen a fight like that negotiated under that pretense. This mic is bugging out. I'm done. You heard this title fight, whether we talking about Shields versus Marshall or Taylor versus Ramirez or the upcoming Usyk versus Fury. When have you ever heard of an undisputed title fight, especially in the 4-belt era, negotiated on the pretense that there's no guarantee to the fighter? There's no guarantee. Every single one of Errol Spence Jr.'s opponents before Terrence Crawford got a guarantee, but Terrence doesn't get anything. And I'm intended to believe that they're negotiating in good faith when not but 12 months ago you said you don't think this fight is going to make any money anyway because of piracy. Well, piracy wasn't an issue when you made a fight with Danny. And piracy wasn't an issue when you made a fight with Ugas and Sean and Mike. So all of a sudden we're scared that people are going to steal the paper, so we're not going to offer you any money. No, you made him an offer you didn't expect him to take. And guys like KO are using this. Well, Terrence was negotiating with him at the same time. Yeah, so Errol to KO before they even went into talks for Terrence. Because they didn't want to fight Terrence. It's kind of obvious. Because it's supposed to be different. Oh, those are tournaments. That doesn't boil down to choice. just the guys that he fought. It doesn't boil down to choice. That's a tournament format. How the fuck is that the same thing as Errol always choosing to fight somebody else? Always. Even now, you have a choice. You could go to the WBC right now and tell them, yo, you know what? I want to fight Terrence instead. I bet you they'll let you because you about to fight at 154. This ain't even a welterweight contest. It ain't no titles on the line. If you wanted to fight Terrence Crawford right now, you could, but you don't. You fighting Keith because you're not coming back to welterweight. Now, when the $50 says he don't come back to welterweight, $50. I bet you if he beat Keith, he don't move back down. It's your turn.
All right, couple things, bro, that you spoke on that we want to get to. So, number one, my point is not that he was negotiating with them at the same time was in bad faith. The point
that ain't me. That ain't me. Just to let you know, that's not me. That's the knockdown. That's what happened when you're taking blunt force trauma to the motherfucking skull. Spinal. Just like Mike Tyson. This is spinal. For real. When somebody break your back, like we witnessed tonight, it's spinal. For real. Dude, the audio is going to get fucked up. That's why my audio was fucking up earlier. Because it was just preparing the listeners to what was about to happen. Sometimes spirits think in strange ways, bro. This is a like, it's hard to even put this into a criminal aspect if it was going to the court of law. This shit, this damn assault, this sense of violence when it comes to boxing debate, oh my God, it is absolutely straight up malicious, bro. The amount of knowledge that Ring IQ has swung and damn beat this guy over the head with. This shit is spinal. It's spinal.
Point was that he told one side everything and told the other side nothing. So you tried that shit, but that ain't what I said, bro. So next time you want to try to rebut some shit, actually rebuttal the point that I'm actually making. Talking to two people at the same time, there's no issue with that. Hell, Tank Davis was obviously talking to Hector Luis Garcia and Ryan Garcia at the same time. But guess what? Both of them fucking knew it because he was negotiating in good faith. So the point, again, for all y'all in the chat and for Ring IQ, since he couldn't keep up or something, the point is not that Terrence Buck was talking to and BLK at the same time. That makes talking to PBC and BLK Prime at the same time and PBC nothing about negotiations with BLK Prime while telling BLK Prime everything with negotiations that he had going on with PBC. That's the point. Try to retort that. What I'm at the point that I'm actually making. Now you're talking about. Now you no, bro. Let me finish. Let me finish talking, bro. Let me finish. No, I'm talking about when I'm done. You can retort it, bro. Don't cut me off. I didn't cut you off. I thought we were having a respectful debate here. When I'm done, bro, I'll go on mute just like last time, and I'll shut the fuck up and let you talk, bro. But if I'm gonna be here, then I'm gonna get to talk, or I can just dip off, bro. Now, with the Terrence Crawford and where you brought up Earl Spence and Keith Thurman, what you fail to realize and what y'all don't want to talk about is that the only reason, and I'm gonna prove this to everybody in the chat, whether y'all like it or not, because I know y'all don't fuck with Earl. I know where I'm at. I know this is a road game, but I'm still fucking it up anyway, bro. Fucking up everything y'all thought was gonna happen. But anyway, the only reason Earl Spence Jr. is fighting Keith Thurman is because of Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, Knockout, how can you prove that to us, Knockout? Because you saying some bullshit. Very easy work. Keith Thurman fought Mario Barrios in February. Earl Spence fought motherfucking Yordenis Ugas in April. After he fought Yordenis Ugas, did they go into negotiations with Keith Thurman? No, the fuck they didn't. They went into negotiations with Terrence Bud Crawford. They negotiated with that man May, June, July, August, September, all the way to October when Terrence Crawford announced his motherfucking fight with David Avanesian. Now, before I go any further, let me just say again, because he keeps bringing up this no guarantee shit. There's no guarantee. I thought we were in the business of wanting fights. If I got one fighter that got no guarantee, and I got another fighter that got no guarantee, why the fuck am I gonna give another fighter an excuse for not signing the motherfucking contract? And he keeps talking about Earl Spence opponent, where every other Earl Spence opponent had a motherfucking guarantee. But what he's leaving out, because he tried to accuse me of leaving shit out and leaving truths out and shit. But what he's leaving out is that Earl Spence also got a guarantee in every one of his other fights that he ever had before Terrence Crawford. So is the PBC fucking over their own golden boy Earl Spence by offering him no guarantee also, or they only fucking over Bud Crawford? So when both fighters get offered the same structure of deal, and one of them don't sign, but one of them do sign, one of them don't agree, but one of them do agree, I'm not making no motherfucking excuses for the dude that didn't agree. He a motherfucking duck, because you had the same goddamn agreement that this dude had. I didn't forget where I was, though. Let's keep going on the October shit. Terrence Bud Crawford, because the point we making, remember everybody, in case y'all too slow to keep up, the point we making is that Earl Spence is fighting Keith Thurman because Terrence Bud Crawford ducked him. Now, Terrence Bud Crawford announced his David Avanesian fight on October 20th. He negotiated with Earl Spence 6 months. It wasn't until like November 10th, or it might have been the 11th. Somebody feel free to fact check me. The WBC didn't order Earl Spence to fight Keith Thurman until November of 2022. On November 21st or 22nd, Earl Spence and his team went to the WBA, making sure that they were okay with him fighting Keith Thurman so he wouldn't get stripped by the WBA. This was back in November. So everybody use your motherfucking common sense. If their team is already going to motherfucking WBA asking can they fight Keith Thurman, don't you think that means that they might already have a fight agreement? And if that was always the plan, why didn't they order the fight and why didn't they negotiate with Keith Thurman for the 6 months that they was negotiating with Terrence Bud Crawford? They didn't start talking to Keith until after Terrence Bud Crawford announced his motherfucking fight. If Terrence Bud Crawford would have signed on the dotted line like we all wanted him to, so we can get this fight, so either I can be right and Earl beat Bud ass like I think he gonna do, or maybe Ring IQ is right and Terrence gonna beat Earl ass. I don't know. Everybody got their opinion until the motherfucking fight happened. If Terrence Crawford would have signed to fight Earl Spence would have never went into negotiations with Keith Thurman at all, bro. The only reason that they even talked about a fight was because Bud Crawford. And this is the funniest shit. The man Earl Spence told us on December 17th during the Michelle Rivera and damn, I gotta go, my son. I gotta go get my haircut. Here I come. Hold on. That man told us during the Michelle Rivera and Frank Martin fight that he had a fight announcement. Now, what y'all think that fight announcement was gonna be if he was ordered to fight the WBC? Ordered to fight Keith by the WBC. He went to the WBA for approval in November. Then by December 17th, he said he was about to announce a fight but he got in a car wreck, and so the shit got pushed back. So he's doing the same fight that he's been working on since November. But y'all are cool with Terrence Bud Crawford pulling out of negotiations, not signing the fight, announcing another fight in October, but you want to get mad at Earl for going through with a fight that he only have to fight because of fucking Terrence Bud Crawford ducking him. That's all I got. If you want a real debate and you want more smoke, now you got to come see me, bro. This shit was real easy work. Enjoy the rest of your day, homie. You can't fuck with me, dog. Y'all boys be easy, man.
All right, you brought up a bunch of other irrelevant points. For starters, let me try to address the 100 points that he tries to make in 10 minutes. For starters, after their negotiations fell apart, Errol Spence Jr. said that he would spin around the block next year to revisit the negotiations. Did he do that? No. He petitioned the WBA and the WBC to allow him to fight Keith Thurman next. I should say the WBC ordered it, and then they petitioned the WBA for their blessing to get Stanionis to stand down. Keith Thurman set to go down 5 months this year. Could he swap out for Terrence Crawford? Yes. But he's choosing not to. Terrence Crawford himself never said that he pulled out of negotiations. He said he was going to take a keep busy fight. And Al Heyman told him, if you do that, Errol's going to move on, and they're going to fight Thurman instead. So I don't see how that equates to him ducking Errol Spence Jr. If the fight was going to go down this year anyway, then how is that a duck? If the original plan was for you to fight him this year, how is him fighting Avanesian a problem? How is that an issue to a fight that was going to happen the following year anyway? Moreover, I don't see why you
Ring IQ said, moreover, I can't see Man, he's killing this dude, man. He's making sense. If they was going to fight this year, if Al Heyman put it out there, they was going to fight this year, and Spence said he's going to fight in May, how can you still be blaming Terrence Crawford for something that never was going to happen in 22? They had like Terrence had to sign the dotted line, sit on his motherfucking hands as freaking knockdown, let's say, motherfucking hands, and not do anything till next May. He would have been out the ring over a year and a half. That's what they would have wanted. Vice, Errol Spence being out of the ring just over a year. And to think about the age of Terrence Crawford, it's been put out there already that, you know, he's 35 years old. It's been rumored that they was trying to age the man out. But back to what Ring was saying, he made perfect sense. What's the point? If he was going to fight this year, why didn't you hold off on the Keith Thurman and revisit and spin the block like you said? Man, this shit is just too easy, bro. It just gets down to a point where the aerosexuals are unwilling to just listen to facts. They're being unfair. They always want to argue and yell, kick, and scream and cuss people out. They're just unfair, man. Their relentlessness to basically deny the facts is being presented is pure ignorance, y'all. They don't want to acknowledge what this man has been talking during this debate. He's been actually putting it out there as thorough as it can possibly be in the presence of someone who's absolutely disrespectful, lacks freaking courtesy, all that shit, lacks boxing knowledge, and saying the same bullshit over and over again, bro. You know, the same shit over and over again. Using the most dumbest analogy I've heard. You know what I'm saying? And he's been corrected on those analogies.
If it's going down in May, you got 4 months to negotiate the fight with Terrence. You'd rather fight Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman said immediately after his fight with Mario Barrios early last year that Errol would be next. Before negotiations even started between Terrence and Errol, Keith Thurman already knew that they were going to fight, irrespective of the negotiations between Terrence and Errol. So I don't understand that. Karate Body says, remember Bud fought other PBC fighters while with Top Rank. So the side of the street talk is just a direct way to avoid the fight. He never addressed my point. I mean, what I see is he never addressed my point about how sides of the street are an issue if PBC was able to make a fight between Tyson Fury and Wilder. If sides of the street were really an issue, then we never would have got it. But by talking for 10 and 15 minutes nonstop, you get to avoid all the shit that I'm asking you. If sides of the street were a problem, then how is it that we got Wilder versus Fury 2? That was a PBC and Top Rank fight, wasn't it? But when it's Errol and Terrence, Top Rank is an issue. When it's Fury, Top Rank is not an issue. But when it's Terrence, Top Rank is an issue. Take Top Rank out of it, we still don't have the fight. KO, fix your mic real quick. His mic sounds like it's underwater. Why did Floyd say Bud versus Spence wasn't happening? That's another thing. Before negotiations officially fell apart, Mayweather months before that said, that fight is not about to happen. He said that to TMZ Sports. He knew the fight wasn't about to happen. And that was before the negotiations actually fell apart. I don't know if he's going to come back, but it seems that he didn't want to debate. He wanted to rant because he'd moved from talking point to talking point. He brought up Canelo Alvarez fighting Cal Smith instead of Caleb Plant. Never addressed that it was Caleb that wanted to go last. It wasn't Canelo. It was Caleb that wanted to go last. You can't use that as an example for Errol fighting other people instead of Terrence Crawford. How is that an example? Canelo went to Caleb first before he went to Cal Smith, before he went to Billy Joe Saunders. He went to Caleb Plant. How do you use that as an example for Errol fighting other people, choosing to fight other people? Go ahead, Cam.
Hey man, one love to the Ring IQ, man. One love to everybody in the chat. It's your boy Cam Edwards, man. One half of the Dudley Boys, Omaha, Nebraska, Fall 2 in the building, man. Yo, what was up with your man's with the?
Yo, like he brought up a lot of shit that don't really have nothing to do with Terrence and Errol. And when I ask him, well, wait a minute, how you going to use that as an example when Canelo went to Caleb first? Regis went to Jose Ramirez first. It was Jose Ramirez's team that didn't want to fight. It was Caleb that didn't want to fight. How could you use that as an example for Errol choosing Sean Porter, Errol choosing Danny Garcia, Errol choosing Mikey Garcia, and choosing Ugas? How is that the same thing?
And what they missing too is, remember when Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao? How eager was Errol to make the fight and unify with Jeff Horn?
It's literally the same thing that Ryan Garcia just did to Devin Haney. It's literally the same thing. When George won the belts, Ryan was ready to fight. But when Devin won the belts, now belts don't matter. Belts don't matter.
He preaching.
The same shit. Immediately after Jeff Horn won that belt from Manny, Errol was like, I got next. But when Terrence gets that belt from Jeff, nah. I gotta clean up my side of the street.
Side of the street, nasty fucking work.
And then what kills me with the side of the street bullshit is that, like you said, we got Wilder versus Fury 3 times. We got Terrence versus John Molina Jr.
Terrence versus Felix Diaz.
We got Felix Diaz.
We got
Sean Porter.
We motherfucking got Marcus Brown versus Artur Beterbiev. Top.
Come on, man.
And this is the point I'm making. He didn't address none of that. He just bounced from subject to subject. When I tell you that you can't use a tournament as an example for Errol choosing to fight other people, you move on to Regis. And I'm like, well, you can't move on to Regis neither. Regis went to Jose first. Because
hold on. I got another one too, IQ. I got another one, big bro. Remember this. Before the Manny fight fell through for Errol, before the eye injury, remember it came out that Errol and Ugas already had a contract signed for them to fight after the Manny Pacquiao fight in the first place.
I think it was prior to, actually.
It was prior to the fight actually happening. They had already had a contract signed in advance for them to fight. Before the Manny fight got announced.
The point that I'm making is that for the last 5 years, Errol Spence Jr. has had a choice. And in spite of having a choice, he always chooses the other guy. More recently, which is Canelo, before they even started talks for Terrence. The talks for Terrence didn't start this year. The Caleb Plant fight happened with that. And right after that fight, who did they?
As much as I would like to let the lie play out, I just want to highlight the attempted, debate that happened where, it was some boxing education going on here. Seriously, it was a lot of boxing education. You rarely get debates like that when it's lopsided with the guy who's maintaining composure, man. You don't have to maintain composure during a boxing debate, but it helps. And, he probably only used like 1 or 2, words of obscenity doing that whole thing a little bit, But what's telling to me is when Knockout just started to, go on a rant using a lot of vulgarity to make his point. And that tells me he was trying to think of a way to come up with information. So he's using the words, the cuss words, the obscenities or whatever, the vulgarity. He's using that as a way to think about the fillers that he's trying to retort with. He really don't know what the fuck he want to say, but he just wanna drop all the F-bombs and shit like that while he tried to figure it all out. And the good thing about family, his family came out there and saved him. Because we really didn't see, how it was looking from a spiritual standpoint. You know what I'm saying? If we had the lens to see how that debate was going from a spiritual standpoint, it probably would have looked like a crucifixion. You know what I'm saying? It probably would have looked like a crucifixion, like somebody was actually being sacrificed. You know what I'm saying? And in the point of sacrifice, the person was being tortured even when they was already dead. That's probably how it would have looked. You don't leave a live like that and tell that person to come over to your live because you pretty much cooked them and whatever else you wanted to say and all that. He has no reason to come over to your live. This man was one of the most upstanding individuals doing your rant and you switching topics that was irrelevant to what you said for him to choose. You provided him the opportunity, the initiative to choose the topic. When he said Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, you thought right there that you was going to have a leg up because that's what you love doing. You aerosexual channels, man, all you do is spend your last 8 months, 9 months, gone on a Bud bashing smear campaign, just talking shit. So it plays out in a debate like this. But the one thing about it, you're talking to somebody who's not sitting up here regurgitating and remediating the same fucking lines all the time, like you have been on other channels knocked down, just like you came up when I was on Q's channel, and you was up there talking the same bullshit. It's facts that he did this. It's facts he did that. No, shut the fuck up. They both start with an F2, goddammit. Both of them are facts. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you and facts. You can't put facts on the beginning of something that's not fact. You can't disrespect this man and say, you cooked him and all this shit and come over to where you at. Why? Why would he do that? And you was up there ranting for 10, 15 minutes. And sometimes when you are just like I said, I told you this, you are the worst when it comes to boxing debates. You have debates on your channel, but you want to overtalk the man on his channel. But yet you want him to come over to your channel where all the thing you're going to do is get in front of your damn biased ass chat members. And so you can do the exact same thing that you did on his channel. Now it makes you look even better to do it on your fucking channel because you feel like you're in front of your audience now. See, you didn't have your audience to come to your rescue over there. He already told you initially that you had a smaller channel. Your channel's not that big. So how am I worried about you? I'm not worried about you. Stop the cap. He pretty much told you that from the inception of the live. You disrespectful, you immature, bro. You're a grown-ass juvenile. You host debates, but you didn't use any debate etiquette when you was on this man's freaking channel. This man was delegating cold, hard facts as sharp as you can get them, bro. As sharp as a delivery as you can get. I can't even use battle rap as an analogy in this. Because in battle rap, most of the time, the opposition pretty much understands and they pretty thorough in what the response or what the rebuttal gonna be. They pretty much schooled up. You know what I'm saying? They good at what they do. You have the good and the great. But this guy, you wasn't even good, bro. This guy was just too much, man. You should have gave that man his respect. You should have goddamn looked down at the tickler that was motherfucking strolling across the bottom of his screen. You should have grabbed his cash app and said, hey, man, ain't nobody ever whooped my ass like that in life. All right? But since you did that, and I don't know if I'm going to survive this shit or not. When I get home, maybe when I have my glass of wine, I'll be able to feel a little bit better. You should have grabbed that man cash app. You should have sent him reimbursement for wasting his fucking time. You did. You should have did that shit. You should have sent that man a motherfucking cash app for wasting his fucking time and pretending like you knew what the fuck you was talking about. You came over here and said, this man said, pick the topic. And you want to be egotistical and you say, nah, you go ahead and pick it. You go first. Why you didn't go first, bro? This man picked the topic. He was obliging you. He was giving you hospitality in his channel. And you still wanted to be an asshole about it. You still wanted to be a fucking asshole, bro. This man was showing you all the hospitality. He said, hey, what you want to debate? Name the topic. He named the topic. And then you want him to go first. And you have the audacity to talk about hoes? A hoe ass nigga? That's some hoe ass shit you did. The man picked the topic and you want him to start off. When do you take the lead? You got to go behind a motherfucker just to get your momentum and confidence? You got to go behind him? It's no way that you should have ever went behind him. It doesn't matter you go in front or behind. Dude, you're still getting ran the fuck over, dog. That's why a car has drive and reverse in that bitch. There's no way you were surviving this, dog. Just because he drove back and forth over you, that's not a hit and run. He stayed on the scene, nigga. Now, it was a little bit too much when the wheels was right on your chest and he chose to hit the brakes. It was a little bit too much. I agree. It was a little bit too much. Now, if they try to charge this man criminally from this act of violence that we just witnessed, then I can see. Because they're going to go through the whole investigation process and they're going to say, this is just something. I never witnessed anything like this before. I've never seen a crime scene like this in my 50 years of serving the community. I've never seen a crime scene like this. People, I'm telling you, the ones that's tuned in, it's never been a freaking debate crime scene like this. This shit has been marinating and a lamb to slaughter, bro. He brought his dumb ass over here trying to use the same ego-driven bravado, talking shit to people, you know what I'm saying, being disrespectful. And it not only caused him severe harm, severe damage to that boxing series that he got going on over there, but any human being in their right fucking mind will look at this debate and understand that he got slaughtered. And he should be banned from hosting debates on his channel, and he should be banned for participating in debates. Said WCS. I put the petition out there to the YTC. You should never, ever, ever, ever be allowed to participate in any other debates. This man shouldn't have to come over to your channel. You disrespected him on his channel, bro. This man then say, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Don't disrespect me on my channel. He didn't say any of that. You just kept on talking because you know once you come up for air, this dude is going to have that anchor in his fucking hands and he going to drop that bitch on your head and take you right back down to where you was drowning. You was trying. They seen air bubbles in that motherfucker. But the weight was too much. You need to stay your ass away from boxing debates knockout. Stay your ass away from ring, IQ, boxing talk. If you ever see him live, you don't even click the volume. That shit is like COVID to you right now, bro. It's not a shot you can get. It's not a booster you can get. It ain't shit you can do, bro. That shit is long-term like hepatitis B. Like HIV. That shit is long-term effect. If anybody talk about you in a debate, they're going to bring up ring IQ. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Dude was sitting up there calmly, like he was delivering the state of address. And this dude was rambling off boxing facts, after boxing facts, after boxing facts. And it was conducive to boxing talk. It was conducive to the topic. You allow him to pick the topic. He selected the topic and he burnt you down with it, bro. He burned you down. He cremated you, man. Nobody's going to spread your ashes over the YTC. Your ashes is in the damn YTC trash dump. Ain't nobody spraying your ashes goddamn over, getting a motherfucking plane and spraying your shit over the motherfucking ocean. That's where all your damn trauma came from. He never let your ass come up for air. Period. Nigga, don't ever in your life, as long as you on him, when I'm 65 or 70, nigga, look, I know you wishing. I know you enjoying those late 30s. I know you are. Look, time go by, next 15 years and shit. You know what I'm saying? And 15, 20 years. Let's just say 20 years. Give you 20 years. By then you'll be in your 50s, right? You know what I'm saying? When you get in your 50s like me, bro, when your body ain't feeling right, you know what I'm saying? And that alcohol don't sit on your system the way it used to be. Now you done resulted to something else to get you right. Always remember, I'm giving you this advice. Don't never think about jumping back on live and say, you know what? I learned a lot in my time on the YTC, but you know what? I was talking it over with the family, and they told me I should go back for a rematch with Ring IQ. I just want to see what the listeners thought about that. Just put a Y in the chat for yes, and put an N in there for no the fuck you ever never should do that shit. I'm telling you, a knockout. You get 20 years over, don't you ever get your old crusty ass up here. I want a rematch. That shit's been sitting on my mind forever. Because WCS, that punk ass, old crusty ass nigga, man, goddamn it, he talked and did a live on that shit. I hate him. I hate him. This debate has been sitting on my mind for years. I want a rematch. I'm telling you, don't do it, knockout. Don't do it. All I have to say, think about your family. Think about prosperity. All right? You have lost several lives dealing with this guy. Several. There's no way that you can recover. Everybody that's in this chat, everybody that was in his chat, everybody that was in your chat previously that came over there to watch, everyone witnessed this play out, bro. A lot of people witnessed this shit played out. This was furious. The damage that was delegated, that was furious, bro. Shout out to Quinn Bradley. What's good? He said, the world knows that I rock and debate. Hold on for a second. These people. Oh, man. Shout out the ones that's hit me up on the DM. Rashid, salute to your brother. He said, I thought KO was the A side. Yeah, asshole. Yeah, he an asshole. That's what he is, the A side. A side stand for asshole. That's what he is. He came over here and disrespected that man while he was on fire. Nobody should give him any type of reprieve because he came over here with that ego leading the way and say, oh, man, I don't care. Pick the topic. You go first. Typical. He had to see what he wanted to do because he wasn't confident to go first. And since Ring IQ went first, that pretty much drove the whole entire debate of him just ranting and raving and going off topic and using some of the most horrible, inadequate freaking analogies and talking about shit that don't make any sense. It's okay for Errol to go take a fight with Canelo. And another thing Ring IQ said, he brought up the fact that the three fighters that was on that $100 million deal, Jamal Charlo, Errol Spence Jr., and David Benavidez, that wasn't even including Terrence Bud Crawford, right? That wasn't even including Terrence Bud Crawford to the point where they was acknowledging him to fight Errol Spence at that time. They was trying to negotiate a fight with Canelo Alvarez because he's the money guy. And just to prove that he's the money guy, this was in between Crawford coming off the Sean Porter fight. So once he came off the Sean Porter fight, guess what? He was all free and clear because you had the aerosexuals up here talking about, Terrence Crawford ain't doing nothing. He should fight Boots. He should fight Boots. He ain't doing nothing. But yet, Errol Spence haven't stepped in the ring and fight Yadina Zugas yet. That information comes out. They've been trying to negotiate with Canelo Alvarez. Now, how unfair is that? If the general public is waiting on you to go into negotiations after the Ugas fight with Terrence Bud Crawford, and y'all up here just trying to ignore all that shit. Y'all trying to set up a fight with Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez for more money. So pretty much that validates the mindset of what Knockdown 86 was talking about, that it ain't a duck if you want to go for more money. So therefore, you got to fight in your own division that the world has been hyped up about for years and years and years. YouTube relationships severed because people want to take this shit personal. They want to issue threats. They want to get to the point of trying to threaten people's lives and shit all over debates dealing with Crawford Spence, but yet you come over here and sound as dumb as you can be to say it's okay for Errol Spence to go fight Canelo for more money. That's not considered a duck. Man, you sound stupid, asinine as you ever want to be, bro. You said it was okay for him to go up and take a fight that he's going to get his ass canceled instead of fighting Bud Crawford at his own weight class. But if Bud would have moved up and fought anybody for more money. And something Ring IQ didn't mention, because he was already just motherfucking unloading clips, reloading, right? Another thing that happened. It's just crazy how we forget how them Charlo boys and Errol Spence was calling out Canelo. When Errol Spence was asked on TV, do you think we'll see Errol Spence and Bud Crawford? Yeah, that happened, but Canelo fight would be even better. That wasn't even mentioned. There's no knock on anyone. I'm just saying it's so many layers to peel back on when Errol Spence focus was on Canelo Alvarez. He was focused on the bag. Just like Knockout said, it's okay for him to move up and fight somebody like Canelo Alvarez. It's okay. If he don't fight Bud Crawford and he fights for more money, it's okay. But yet Bud leaves negotiations and go to BLK Prime for motherfucking 8 figures, and he's a duck. That's some whole ass shit right there. This debate right here, it wasn't even a debate. But what the content of this channel should end all this bullshit. Anybody want to get information or digest or go up here and really listen to this debate and this live stream, you should be well prepared to talk with any one of these aerosexuals about the situation, because pretty much everything encompass what it should be in this debate. You had the bad and the stupid over there with KO, and then you had the professor and Ring IQ. It doesn't get any better than that. You had the professor and you had the orphan. For real. You had the professor and you had the orphan. The orphan was trying to make his family proud, but the professor was like, I don't know if you're going to be able to make it through this, son. I don't think you're ready. I just don't think you're ready, man. I know you want this education. I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready. I think somebody showed you some favoritism to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? I might have left a link out there sometime or another, but I don't think you're ready for this curriculum. The curriculum that Ring IQ gave this man, shit. We shouldn't hear another debate on the YTC, period. If anybody want to hate, if anybody want to say WCS a dick riding, you know that don't do anything for me. Never will, okay? Never did, never will. All I'm doing is giving credit where credit is just due. Anybody want to sit up here and talk about this motherfucking debate, and anybody want to debate Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, Money Brown, BFTB, any one of y'all, Everything Boxing, any one of y'all, all you have to do is go to that man's channel. Look up this debate and see if you really want the smoke. I would have shot the man the cash out myself. I would have said, God damn it, this shit hurt. But I must be a man about it. I must give you the respect. Goddamn, this shit hurt right here. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna goddamn, shoot you some cash app. And I appreciate you educating me the way you did, even though, I mean, the punishment was a little bit severe. My mom didn't beat my ass like that. My dad didn't either. But goddamn it, you just kept on beating me while I was telling you, goddamn, I can't breathe. He just kept beating him, driving over him. Go watch this live, and it's no more Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford debates. Period. You shouldn't even think about coming out your motherfucking mouth about a debate if you haven't watched it live, because it pretty much encompasses everything we talked about. You just had somebody that had the idiot. I wouldn't entertain the idiot. The dude ain't coming on my channel so he can overtalk me. He's not my mandatory bro. This dude say the same shit. Ring IQ already had you figured out. He listened to everything you said. He rebutted your shit. It doesn't get any more sharper than that. I'm just saying, it's hard to do anything above that, bro. Like I said, Reggie, all you got to do is look at Ring IQ. You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is look at the Ring IQ shit. It's more than just saying somebody's a duck, man. You think I'm going to debate and drop links after the live I just did, knowing what I know? It's going to take more than a duck. It's going to take more than just saying Terrence Crawford a duck. To an individual that's fragile like that, they may emote on demand when you say that. I won't. I'm levels above that duck shit. I'm levels above it. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't allow me to get amped up. I've been on plenty channels back in the day. Less than I do now, bro. Ducking don't mean anything, man. Like I said, go check out Ring IQ Boxing Talk. And we shouldn't have no more fucking Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence debates. Fuck that, man. It makes no sense. It don't matter who's out there. There's Bud Crawford fanatics, Errol Spence fanatics. If you're still talking about somebody duck and you fail to listen and educate yourself on this live stream, then that's your fault. Shanu say, knockout need the glass of wine. A Mad Dog 2020. Shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shit, bro. Man, that was a slaughterhouse, bro. Let me get to this. Let me get to some of these damn comments, man. Shout out to everyone who was here. We had a little bit of complications earlier, but it's all good. EJ was never comfortable fighting Bud. I know the vibes. Shelton Moore was on deck. What's good? DJ7 on deck. PBC is on that old WWF playbook. They on something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop sharing this. Damn, bro. Hey, shout out to Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease, in the building. Karate Bodie. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. 10 mil is the high end of what Canelo opponent is going to get paid, but got that on his own. Truth be told, you know what I'm saying? Truth be told, real talk. Truth be motherfucking told. EJ YouTubers are friends in denial that they have a drug problem. Go get help. Hey, man. I'm going to wait. I'm not even going to put that out there tonight. I'm going to wait, bro. I'm going to wait, dog. I'll return. I'll just bookmark that shit. I'll wait, man. Same thing when we beat AJ, but when AJ won the rematch, Law and Order, SVU couldn't solve this murder. It can be solved. It can be solved, but the whole premise is that when forensics arrive on the scene, they just need to know, like, why the excess? Why is this overkill? They're gonna use the word overkill. They're gonna say this is overkill right here. Whoever did this right here, they're not human. It was overkill. It was just too much, dog. Be honest with yourself. I know people are gonna say, "Oh man, you exacerbating this shit too much, man." No, I'm not, man. I mean every bit of it. Like, this was overkill. This was too easy. And the reason why I say it was overkill, because when somebody maintained their composure in the what's the word I'm looking for? In heated exchanges, so to speak. They maintain their composure, but yet they're still able to deliver what they was talking about. They're still able to stay online with what they was talking about. Hey, no, they shit. I asked EJ, what's up? And you going to fight this nigga Bud? He was like, for what? And then they got mad when I said he was moving funny. I gave Bud Crawford my word in Huntington, New York at the Paramount at the fights. I said, you and EJ are going to fight one day. And this dude, EJ, still is sucking on a nipple. They might fight one day, bro. You know, I might not be on this motherfucker, though. I might have to just be listening on my phone. You know what I'm saying? And rocking in my rocking chair. You know what I'm saying? Knockout AK Knockdown is sipping on Night Train and Mad Dog 2020. I'm bringing him to the bootlegger. For real. Hook him up to the bootlegger, man. He need to get that shit half off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Birds of a feather do what? Ill Status, what's good? What's good? Ill Status on deck. Yeah, I'm not. You know, Reggie can think what he want to think, bro. That makes no sense. Like, you know, when you're saying Bud is ducking for the BOK shit, it makes no sense at all, because the man got paid. How can you be ducking and they still haven't fought in 2023? They're fighting in May. Supposedly they're fighting in May now, even though Errol Spence dropped a tweet that it was going to happen in April. He don't give a damn about his fans. So what does Bud Crawford have to do with anything? If they were going to fight in 2023, just like Ring IQ said, and it's been mentioned so many times, right? Why can't you just revisit and spin the block like you said? It's pointless to keep on rehashing this. It's pointless. Don't hurt yourselves out there, y'all. Don't do it. Don't do it. When people keep mentioning BLK Prime, black people, of course, they just use it just because it's good to get attention. Besides that, ain't shit gonna come from it. Like I say, look at this man's live. Look at the annihilation. Look at how bad it was. Look at look at how much, you know, the loss of blood. I'm just saying. Body parts all over the place. Disembowelment. I mean, it's just too much, dog. I mean, it would have been a good scene to put in Saw or The Hills Has Eyes. You know what I'm saying? It would have been a good scene. For real. Jason, Freddy. It would have been a real good scene to put in there, bro. Real talk. Because that was tailor made. This slaughter that we just seen, it was tailor fucking made. But y'all been great, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Damn near 3 hours, man. You know, rocking with WCS. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate Destiny dropping through, right? With the super chat. I think Juice Lee dropped a super chat. Destiny Black. Let me see. She dropped 2 super chats, actually. She called them light bright. Tyrese, appreciate the super chat. Ring is sharp. Been following him for 6 years. Yeah, man, do the sharp, bro. Do the sharp, no doubt. And Juice Lee with the $5 super chat. Salute to everyone that was in the building, man. We should do this again. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.